parents are, everybody's happy to see them.
I am excited to receive my sister back home. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kojo reaffirmed government's commitment to ensuring the safe reintegration of the returnees into society.
Ghanaians have a caring government. Ghanaians are valued. Ghanaians are loved. Ghanaians are cherished. And if you mess around with Ghanaians anywhere in the world, thinking that they are orphaned or nobody cares about them, you are mistaken.
He further disclosed that 26 Ghanaian nationals detained by South African authorities over visa violations form part of the first batch of evacuees.
Welcome the 26 Ghanaians who we negotiated. They were in prison, they had been detained for visa violations. We negotiated with the South African government that since we are evacuating our nationals, we don't want to leave anybody behind in prison. And the South African government agreed with us.
Officials say arrangements are ongoing to bring back the remaining Ghanaian nationals still abroad. For Joy News, Michelle Nate.
Well, we're welcoming our compatriots back home. Moving on to the cocoa sector, it's coming under growing pressure as it prepares for a new European Union law that could reshape how cocoa is produced, tracked and exported to Europe. The law, known as the EU Deforestation Regulation or EUDR, will require cocoa and other products entering the European market to be fully traceable directly from farmland and not proven to come from land deforested after December 2020. Deborah Nimwa-Bedu has more in the following report.
In Ghana, where cocoa supports millions of livelihoods and remains a major export commodity, the regulation is expected to reshape the way cocoa is produced and traded. The European Union ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Mr. Rune Skinneback, says the regulation is aimed at promoting sustainable farming and reducing deforestation linked to agricultural production.
EU deforestation regulation is going to be implemented from the end of the year, and this aims at making especially the cocoa farming, but also other sectors of farming, more deforestation friendly.
To support implementation, the Forestry Commission says it has developed a forest and non-forest map to help determine whether cocoa exported from Ghana comes from deforested areas. Deputy Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, Elikem Kotoko, says the initiative will support compliance and improve transparency within the cocoa supply chain.
Commodities like cocoa are sourced responsibly without contributing to deforestation. We will present the 2020 Forest Cover Map developed by the Resource Management Support Center, which is the RMSC of the Forest Commission. This map is not just a tool. It is a fundamental resource designed to support Cocoa Board and EU operators in their due diligence efforts.
But as Ghana strengthens its tracking systems, authorities are also tightening enforcement on illegal movement to cocoa beans. Cocoa Board has warned that attempts to smuggle cocoa could undermine both Ghana's cocoa industry and its efforts to meet international markets requirements.
We are proposing that firstly we confiscate the cocoa and then you pay 5 times the value of the cocoa that has been confiscated. Then it moves to the court. You then pay 200,000 penalty units. Or you go on a jail term of 10 years, a maximum of 10 years, or both.
Officials say the success of the new regulation will depend heavily on strong monitoring systems, farmer cooperation, and full traceability across the cocoa value chain before implementation begins on 30th December 2026. For Joy News, Deborah Enimwa Beidu's report, read to you.
Well, from Accra, let me take you to the Upper West region. In a time of division, the regional minister Charles Luwanga Posin, a staunch Catholic, chose not to deliver a speech, but to stand shoulder to shoulder with Muslims during Eid celebrations. The moment was not about politics. It was about leadership through example and the power of unity across faiths. Joy News' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports that in a region often defined by its diversity, this year's Eid prayers carried a deeper message that faith should unite people rather than divide them.
Eid al-Adha is about sacrifice, but in what today the image of sacrifice looked different. As thousands of Muslims bowed in prayer, one man in front of the row stood out, not because of his faith, but because he had come to shed tears. Our Upper West Regional Minister Charles Luwanga Posin, a practicing Catholic, joined Muslims for Eid prayers in a moment of interfaith unity. Other Jujuri guardians, young and old, including persons with mobility challenges, gathered for the 2 Rakat congregational prayer. Volunteers wheeled in the elderly, and quietly Minister Posin took his place among them. Charles Luwanga Posin's presence was not ceremonial. He said he came to stand with the Muslim community and to use the occasion and to speak about the problem both faiths face, the rising abuse of opioids and other substances.
No society can prosper when its youth loses direction. Drugs may offer temporary excitement, but they destroy destinies, families, and communities. Crime may provide short-term gains, but eventually leads to pain, regret, disgrace, and destruction. I therefore call on parents, imams, teachers, chiefs, opinion leaders, and community members to work together to guide our young people onto the path of discipline, hard work, integrity, and responsibility.
He further raised concern over the region's declining sanitation record, recalling a time when the Upper West was known as one of Ghana's cleanest regions.
If every household keeps its surrounding clean, if every individual disposes of waste properly, if every community decides to protect its environment, if every citizen commits to doing what is right, even when nobody is watching, then together we can build one of the cleanest, healthiest, and most attractive regions in Ghana once again.
Our powerful missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission, Molvi Hafiz Nasr Bati, led a service and delivered a sermon centered on sacrifice and obedience to Allah. Lesson 8 with the minister's sobbing lamentations on substance abuse.
This is the Eid of sacrifice. So the sacrifice also we need to discipline ourselves. Yes, we need to discipline, learn what is the sacrifice. And sacrifice also you do something for the benefit of others. So if you are into this drug abuse, it will not help you. It's just a temporary pleasure you are seeking. But in future, as you see the repercussion, the effects of this, and it is no way that you will be helping the society or community you are living at the country.
For worshippers, the minister's presence showed the problem is now top of the agenda.
A lot of people who have testified that because of drugs, as we speak today, they cannot integrate with the mainstream.
Miserable, and no woman will want to see a child or any type of human being in that situation. So we pray to God that they should, educate or influence the youth to stop what they are doing.
Later, at Nasigi Bom, the second park, the region's largest Orthodox Muslim congregation also marked the Eid. Majority of them dressed in white, they came to renew their commitment to Allah, recalling Prophet Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail. They gathered in their thousands. The air was calm, the mood reflective. For many, Eid is a moment to reset. The prayer was led by the Deputy Imam of the West Central Mosque, Alhaji Abdul Karim Mankama Ibrahim. Minister Charles Posin told them the same thing he told the Ahmadiyya community. Sacrifice today must mean sacrifice for each other's future. Eid al-Adha ended with prayers, animal sacrifice, and handshakes. But for many in the Upper West, the real hope is that today's prayers for sacrifice will translate into action against the problems threatening their youth. In a region often defined by its diversity, today's Eid prayers carried a different message that faith does not have to divide, that the Catholic regional minister can stand shoulder to shoulder with Muslims, and that unity, not division, is a real sacrifice worth making.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Well, let me take you to the Central Region now. The Marigold Foundation is calling for expanded free dental screening exercises in remote communities, citing limited access to oral health care in underserved areas. Speaking at a health outreach program at Jukwa in the Trifuhiman Lower Dentra constituency, founder Justina Marigold Asan urged stakeholders and health partners to scale up free dental interventions to improve access to care.
The Chufuheman Lower Dentra constituency chairperson of the NPP, Farouk Abubakar, said the free dental health outreach reflects the commitment of the area's Member of Parliament to improving the well-being of constituents.
Honorable Lawrence Kwabena, he brought this initiative. You got to know that his constituents' health is very important to his heart. So he consulted the former regional minister, Marigold Hassan. Then they all came together and then brought this initiative so that it will help his constituents. So that if they have the health of the constituents, it will help the MP because it was one of his priority when he was campaigning. So as he has won, he has to do what he has promised people. So that is why he brought this initiative for his people to be benefited.
Founder of the Marigold Foundation, Justina Marigold Asan, attributed poor access to dental care in many remote communities to prevailing economic challenges and called for more free dental screening exercises in underserved areas.
For dental screening, it is not that people are not aware, they are aware, but in their communities, traveling all the way to Cape Coast, to Winneba, to Accra, to attend to their teeth is something they cannot do because of the monies involved. Today's program happened to take us to a cluster of schools, and we were able to take good care of all the school children. And ironically, those children are the ones having the decays and a lot of extractions being done for them. So it's a very good call. And so we plead that individuals will continue to partner with us so that we can serve our people and serve them well. The rural communities seriously need our support, need our help. Let's come on board to support them.
An opinion leader and beneficiaries of the exercise commended the Member of Parliament, the Marigold Foundation and its partners for bringing the intervention to the constituency.
Marigold Foundation for Abadjokwa Hamu. Memeba say your call hospital be ananka was almost 1,000 cedis. I was so but ye sika intino. Yaba Hasen, Marigold Foundation for almost to me banasia maye.
Cobra Obayi or Chendu, and young one who are screening or Chehundu. A champion market, no bear screening, no Chendu. But the baby, it's Mama Yena, young fast Damano, Yama Marigold, so you're gonna say, or also the abatage.
The free dental screening exercise was organized by the Marigold Foundation in partnership with the Rotary Club of Dallas and Healing Hearts and Hands. From Jokwa, Abigail Lesolinkroma reports for Joy News.
Now, as Africa faces evolving social, economic and healthcare challenges, scholars and policymakers are advocating a renewed and more inclusive approach to care systems to ensure sustainable support for vulnerable populations across the continent. Well, at a conference themed Reimagining Care, Relationships, Responsibilities and Care in Africa, experts from the Department of Sociology and Anthropology at the University of Cape Coast and the Center for the Advancement of Scholarship at the University of Pretoria, South Africa, examined the role of families, communities, and institutions in shaping effective care systems while calling for diversified and sustained models of care provision.
The conference brought together academics and policymakers to examine the role of families, communities, and institutions in shaping sustainable care practices across Africa. Chairman of the local organizing committee, Dr. Shaibu Mutaru, underscored the significance of the theme.
The theme reimagining care is important because we think that you cannot talk about reproduction without talking about care. Whatever you do about reproduction, care is embedded in that concept. So we have decided that this being the very final year of the project is ending this year. So we have decided that to end the project, we need to have something special on care. And that is why we have decided to call the theme of this conference Reimagining Care. So we are trying to reimagine care in the African continent. Representing the Provost of the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences at UCC, Professor Simon Mariwa, highlighted the critical role of academia in reshaping care systems in Africa.
As academics and as learners, we have to find ways of rethinking through this in order not to go the Western way. Western way here, I mean, you realize that when they have an elderly person in the home, like a grandmother, a mother, when they get old and nobody has time to take care of them, they take them to care homes where strangers will take care of them and that. And I don't think that we want to get there. And so it's important that we have to think about this.
The head of the Departments of Sociology and Anthropology at UCC, Professor Georgina Yaudro, attributed contemporary care practices on the continent to foundational processes of socialization and parenting.
It is very, very unfortunate, but it's also about parenting or socialization. As sociologists, the type of socialization we are giving to our children, because we have a number of children who have not bonded. We've had no relationship at all with the past generation, like their grandparents, great-grandparents, something we enjoyed. And then, we used to have been compound homes where you have aunties and relatives and all that. Now it is moving. So this conference is drawing attention to the concept of sankofa, if anything. There are some good things in our culture that we shouldn't let go. And one thing, because when you send your elderly person to a care home, it's never the same.
Keynote speaker and director of the Center for the Advancement of Scholarship at the University of Pretoria, Professor Nwaozi Mkwanazi, noted that the conference seeks to diversify approaches to care provision in Africa.
Care doesn't have to be provided in necessarily very kind of supportive context. Care can also be something that mothers do to children that could be seen by other people as not caring or as punitive.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lissel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Well, it's time for some business updates, and of course, the Ahanta Pili Samuel Kojo Breeze will bring us that right after this breather.
Let's do some business updates now. And the Tema Oil Refinery has received approximately 1 million barrels of Bunga crude oil to support ongoing refining operations in a move aimed at strengthening Ghana's energy security and reducing dependence on imported petroleum products. There's more in this report.
Cargo, which arrived aboard the empty Cap Felix, was purchased from Shell and supplied through Toll's tolling partner, Fujairah Triangle Commodities Trading, under an arrangement to support the refinery's operational recovery. Management of TOR says the latest shipment marks another major step in reviving stable refining activities and reducing Ghana's dependence on imported refined petroleum products. Known for its low sulfur quality and high refining yields, is expected to produce significant volumes of LPG, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, aviation turbine fuel, and fuel oil for both domestic and regional markets. Management reaffirmed its commitment to operational excellence, transparency, and transforming the refinery into a competitive energy hub for Ghana and the West African sub-region.
Well, the Bank of Ghana is likely to mop up over 16 billion cedis into unremunerated cash reserve ratio (CRR), while simultaneously releasing $1.4 billion from the cash reserve ratio. That is according to IC Insights. The following report captures more.
IC Insights said this is expected to create interbank demand for the cedi as banks recalibrate their liquidity framework to comply within the next 2 weeks. Again, it could potentially ease the exchange rate pressure in the short term, barring the impact of higher energy import bills. The Bank of Ghana unexpectedly amended the cash reserve ratio requirement, shifting from the 2-year-long dynamic cash reserve ratio system to a uniform ratio of 20% for all banks, with effect from 4th June 2026. Additionally, the new reserve will be maintained in the domestic currency, effectively rolling back a year ago with underlying currency of deposits. For the Bank of Ghana, IC Insights said this could reduce banks' holdings of open market operation securities, thereby cutting its sterilization cost. It added that from a monetary policy perspective, it believes the BOG deployed the measure to further tighten cedi liquidity, as banks will now need to convert foreign currency reserves into cedi reserves.
Well, and that's it for Business Update. Back to you, Denicia.
Thank you, Ahantapili, Samuel, Kojo. Well, that's it for the AM News, but don't forget that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paints from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we enjoy today's moment, remember to keep your body refreshed and your energy right with Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water is not just any water. It's natural and it's mineral rich that keeps you going. So whether you're dancing, cheering, networking, or simply enjoying the moment, Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water helps you stay cool, refreshed, and fully present. So grab a bottle available in 500 ml, 20-liter jars, and sachets. For bulk purchase or enquiries, call 055-22 50290. Well, that's it for the AM News. For more news, I know a place. Please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Denise Yapomaide. Up next, we have sports. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have a lovely Thursday.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntax, strong, tough.
Hey, Junior, you did this shit, sir.
Remember shit that your mama made.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So it's just a stop.
To school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of Shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shito now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
From Africa to football's biggest stage, you are invited to be a part of it. Feel the rush, the passion of every moment. Don't just watch the game. Live the FIFA World Cup experience. With VIP seatings, exclusive lounges, gourmet dining, priority access at every turn, luxury all around you. Seamless, effortless, exceptional. Because this is more than a ticket. This is your FIFA World Cup 2026 experience. Brought to you by Match Experience Hospitality. Call 055 155 1119 or visit matchexphospitality.com to secure your packages or walk into any Absa Bank branch, our official banking partner, for more information and payment.
Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. This for kids. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
The 12th Ishmael Yamson and Associates Roundtable Conference is here. Under the theme Unlocking the Next Quarter Century, this conference will spotlight the ideas and strategies shaping Africa's future. BRT 2026 will feature a distinguished speaker lineup including the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kasiel Atuforsen, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Dr. John Jinapo, the CTO of Huawei Technologies Company, Augustine Chu, the Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nimoy Thompson, and renowned Pan-African activist, Professor PLO Lumumba. Join us on the 28th of May 2026 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Register now at brt.ieyamson.com. BRT 2026 is in partnership with Goldfields, Huawei, MTN, Text Genesis, Nosme, Gasem, UMB, Lofton Keys Properties, Coronation Insurance, Unicam, Fiducia Data Solutions, Brasica, Vanguard Assurance, Excelsior Global, Coral Reef Innovation Africa, Guosevo, as well as Mojo Pay and People's Pension. Media partners.
Hey, Junior, you did this shit, sir.
Remember shit that your mama made.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So it's just a stop.
To school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of Shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shito now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
The pennies that God has given us is used for two things.
Hey.
Welcome to Consulting Room 5, only on Joy News.
Aphrodisiac, they don't cause erection. They give you the sense or urge to have sex.
Oh.
So those things that are sold in the market as aphrodisiac, in the real sense, are not for erection.
Consulting Room 5 airs on the Joy News channel on Saturdays at 3 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Me, if I have my own way, and I'm a woman, and you are the man, you can't do the thing, we'll divide the time. I'll go to Makola this week and come and cook. The next week you cook because you're not a phone.
Before park stadiums, before television sponsorships, before modern sporting arenas, there was the thunder of hooves. Horse racing, known as the sport of kings, was one of Ghana's most celebrated spectacles.
Yes, that's what it looks like. And as they dash towards the finish, it's hooray in front. Sure enough, hooray is the winner.
Today, the grandstands are quieter, but the story is far from over. Horse racing arrived on the Gold Coast in the 19th century, introduced by British colonial administrators as leisure and social recreation. What began as an exclusive gathering for colonial officers soon evolved into structured competition, drawing interest from locals who embraced the thrill of speed and strategy. By the early 20th century, organized racing had taken shape under the Accra Turf Club. The Accra Race Course, located in what is now Kempinski Hotel, Accra Conference Center and joining facilities, became the beating heart of the sport. Crowds gathered, bookmakers shouted odds, and jockeys rode with poise.
It's booming. By then it's booming. We are diamonds. We the jockeys, we are diamonds. People were trying to come near us just to get a tip, but you had to get us because you are under discipline. Our masters are there watching us. You see, even you don't know the horse you are going to ride until you reach race course. Your master will tell you that you ride this horse, you ride this horse, you ride the horse, you ride this horse. And besides, when we are in race, we are in the race course, we are with our masters. Our masters also are jockeys. For me, my master is Kamara Kantara. Yes. Sometimes also he also ride the horse. As the starting gate, when you are going to start, then you tell you that race your horse.
You had, the cups like the Homework, racing cup. You had the 555. It was a cigarette challenge cup. You have the presidential, cup. And then they had racing in Easter and, various season racing. So it was a very active, club. We had that race course at the, where you have the Kempinski Hotel and where the conference center now sits in BNI. That whole place was a turf club.
The popular horses by then, we have Go Ahead, the Matchless. We have Panorama, we have the Senegal, we have Discovery, we have Wait and See, many. Even some of them say, I forgot about them. Many, top class horses. Yeah, because we had the division 4C, 4B, 4A, 3B, 3A, 2B, 2A, third division, even the first 1B, 1A. Yes, all these horses I'm calling them, that's the big horses, the most expensive horses. Yeah, there. And then we have the low class horses also.
Those days you can get horse races, you can't get horse races. Now some sponsors are come and cross horse races. Those horse races, if you don't see horse races, big men, you have Lawyer Agbado, Kwashi Aida, the Malaja Demoata, the Kwara State governor, all the way, he used to come here. Because they have horses here in Labade stable. You see, so we have a big man. We run himself those days, we are him. He liked the horse racing very, very well.
In fact, when the Queen visited Ghana, she presented us with a gold cup, and she was at the horse racing event organized in her honor, and it was fantastic, fantastic.
However, by the early 2000s, race meetings became irregular. Corporate sponsorship dwindled, public attention shifted, the glamour faded, the once thundering race calls grew quiet.
For me, I think that during aliens compliance order, you see, by then, that was 69, 70, the race started declining. And because people were gone.
That was just around the time.
Buzia, the race course start climbing down. During our champion time, also, we start moving up, and we start getting new horse owners coming in from Nigeria. Marcus Hughes, Alakija, Dr. Baplange, then other some prominent horse owners. Even Justice Soa, that by then he was also a horse owner, but he was the chairman of the club. We have so many judges and lawyers, they are all coming in. The horses were there. You see, we are racing all right.
Because of the coup came to Ghana, and because of Lawrence, that our white men who have the horses, all of them ran away. The white men all ran away to their own country. So if they wanted to come, if some of them leave their horses, they didn't come back again. You can see BBC them, see that the word means in father. We have horses, as all stable at Agbado. Those are the horses are there. So from there coming down, the top owners, or we lose them.
Labadi, Usu, Kologono, Newtown, Nima, so many horses over there. So when they are coming to races, you can see the crowd coming. Yeah, following the horses coming. But now, it's not like that.
The situation worsened when the original Accra race course was redeveloped. Today, the land houses commercial facilities, including the Kempinski Hotel and the Accra International Conference Center.
The stadium was good. We had facilities, stables. The racetrack was world class. It was actually built to mimic the Ascot, race course, where the Queen frequents for horse racing. And we had jockeys, numerous jockeys, was a source of employment for these young people. You have horse boys who were taking care of the horses, those who were actually feeding them, grooming them, the trainers, the horse owners as well. People also coming to the stadium to sell merchandise. It was very active. If the stadium was not broken down and locating us somewhere in Boteman, I mean the sport would have expanded exponentially.
That stopped the race in the 90s because of the building of that new conference hall. So they built it, and then we sit for 4 years. And then some of them are dying, some of them. Then we started in 1994. In fact, when we started in 1994, we are looking at see if the team would not do. But hey, then you do it again. So until Kufuor's time. Before Akufo left the office, they sacked from race course and they take their fuel to build this hotel, this Kempinski, was it Kempinski? Yeah. And then they move us from here. See, you can see they didn't do anything here for us. They only build a stable and their track. No stand, nothing.
If you come here is a bush. And we are seeing that they say people are approaching some of the lands and things, you see.
We don't have light, we don't have water. If you like, we have water and light. Horses depend upon water. You drink 1 bucket in the morning and drink 1 bucket in the evening. Some horses can drink about 3 or 4 buckets, you see. And we don't have water. Like all the horses we bring, they will stay here till we finish the competition within the month, and then they will go back to limit our cost. But we don't have water. So after, you have to transfer them back. We don't have water, we don't have light, we don't have the stands, you see, and a whole lot of this thing.
Even toilet self. When people come to go to toilet, no place to go to toilet. And they say BC say they have made a replacement for Accra Top Floor. See what they did here. This is not a replacement. This is a cheating. This is not a replacement. They are cheating us. Because this race has come since 2016. We started the racing management. You see, so far they bring the stadium here. They're supposed to, at least, you see, and do something here. So when people come, they see this is the race course, this is the stadium. Formerly, in Accra, that's how we do. We used to, this is the stadium, this is the race course.
Yet, driven by passion rather than profit, enthusiasts continue to keep horse race alive. Occasional race meetings and tournaments such as the Homo Cup and Easter egg races still bring together loyal supporters determined to preserve the tradition.
We have horse racing in our blood. It's in our DNA. So we can't abandon it. We have to help and try to bring it back to its former glory. So that's what we are trying to achieve.
And horses too, they're born to ride and they're born to run. So if you keep them one place, you are punishing them. That is why.
And one of the things that you notice is that horse racing is a very lucrative sport. It provides employment. It provides an avenue for people to be entertained. When we were at the race course, the whole place was full every time. Now, when we organize races, people do come, but not as we expect, because the grounds itself, we are now developing the grounds properly to make sure that the horses are in very good conditions. For example, our stables like this, we have to pull all of them down and build much more bigger stables befitting the structure of the horses that we need for horse racing in Ghana.
For the stakeholders, optimism is not just sentiment, it is conviction. They believe the story of horse racing in Ghana is not ending, but evolving. Confident that with renewed investment, strategic support, and public interest, the sport will rise again, reclaiming not only its former status, but its rightful place in Ghana's sporting and cultural landscape.
There's future in horse racing because some of the boys, they were proud themselves that he have a champion horse. If you have a champion, you are walking the town, people will call you by your horse name. You feel bold. Yeah. You see, when I was training at the Makus table, when they say Makus, no, rainbow jacuzzi, then he waved them. You see, because of that, people were coming races to see what was that rainbow jacuzzi. And the betting also was okay.
So there, but we are doing a serious competition over there. And they came in.
Horse racing is not dead.
It's not dead. We are still doing it. Even this December, we run at the beach and at any place we go, people follow us. Look at this distance, how people have moved from down here. But if at least we have all the facilities, some people can stay for 3-4 days, 1 week before they will go back. You see, so if everything is well here, the water, everything is okay, people will not go back. They will stay. You see, but actually, we don't know.
Now, we are trying to upgrade the stadium at Boteman and get our stands up. It's a lot of investment. We have to commit a lot of funds to it. So that's the task of the trustees. You know, all of us are keen on making sure that we rebuild that old glory that we had.
For now, the grandstands may no longer echo with a thunder of hooves as the ones did, but beneath the dust and rust lies a legacy too rich to ignore. Horse racing in Ghana is more than a forgotten pastime. It's a chapter of history waiting to be rewritten. Whether the sport gallops back to national prominence or fades quietly into memory will depend not only on passion but on policy, planning and purpose. For Joy Sports, Razak.
Something knows passion, some has freedom, something knows love in the way it leaves. Some are snowflake or a season when the sky above is blue, when the sky above is blue.
Through every stage of life, let's go. Some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oleoma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, Prudin, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex, Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen, or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
Hi. Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
From Africa to football's biggest stage, you are invited to be a part of it. Feel the rush, the passion of every moment. Don't just watch the game, live the FIFA World Cup experience. With VIP seatings, exclusive lounges, gourmet dining, priority access at every turn, luxury all around you. Seamless, effortless, exceptional. Because this is more than a ticket. This is your FIFA World Cup 2026 experience. Brought to you by Match Experience Hospitality. Call 055 155 1119 or visit matchexphospitality.com to secure your packages or walk into any Absa Bank branch, our official banking partner, for more information and payment.
Hey, Junior! You are the shitter.
Remember shit that your mama made. For home cha-cha.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So just a stop.
Back to school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shito now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
The pennies that God has given us is used for two things.
Hey. Welcome to Consulting Room 5, only on Joy News.
Aphrodisiac, they don't cause erection. They give you the sense or urge to have sex. Oh. So those things that are sold in the market as aphrodisiac, in the real sense, are not for erection.
Consulting Room 5 airs on the Joy News channel on Saturdays at 3 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Me, if I have my own way and I'm a woman, and you are the man, you can't do the thing, we'll divide the time. I'll go to Makola this week and come and cook. The next week you cook because you're not performing.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
By mid-morning, the markets in Bogosu become busy. Women call out prices from their stores. Drivers shout destinations at the lorry station. For many traders here, these are sounds they feared they might never hear again. 2 years ago, when operations at the Bogosu Prestia mines shut down, economic activity across the township slowed sharply. Small businesses lost customers, some families struggled to survive, and traders who depend heavily on miners say life became extremely difficult. Among those trying to rebuild is Lydia Edu Tamaklo. Every day, she arranges tomatoes carefully under the scorching sun, hoping sales will be enough to support the many children dependent on her. For Lydia, the return of mining operations by East Goldfields means her livelihood is slowly returning. She says as workers return to the mines, movement in the market is beginning to pick up. Her A few stores away, Amanyaku is seeing similar changes. She sells bottled water in the market. When the mine shut down, her business almost collapsed. Now, she says customers are returning.
Me started na market ni but sisi ade me hu say sachira bi aba market ni mu kane no ye last year me buy so total e bu a single one ye de apon ekofie but sisi ade so na total but market no difference abem almost start adwuma no me market me de me market difference abem che say obi wo no ma oye adwuma man simu oba otimi to 4 packs, 6 packs, no aton kitchen bi e dey account nti ya ma de biara da no me market no difference abem.
The impact is extending beyond the market. At the lorry station, commercial drivers say passenger movement is increasing again. More people are traveling into Bogosu and Prestia in search of work. Others are returning to businesses they abandoned during the shutdown.
From Oklahoma, Ema system no we slow. Nti Ema car from Adina no. I come from because schedule amount for into coin. But eduma start here no. They be our for bar, they be must to coin Adeti Ema eduma na dey. E cost nti Ema transport. They be a cars na dey. E move.
The reopening of the Bogosu Prestia mines under East Goldfields has renewed hopes across the townships. For many residents, recovery is still gradual.
Na yentumi yanso ayenso ye jedifo na ayenso yenkuta pen na ye de betro na ayenso ya baabi ye tro no
Mining activity has returned to Bogoso and Prestia, and across the townships, traders say money is slowly circulating once more. But residents believe the reopening of the mines is only the first step. What many now want to see is steady employment, stronger businesses, and a local economy capable of recovering from nearly 2 years of hardship. That the return of mining operations will bring lasting stability to families and businesses hit hard by the shutdown.
Forgoing a dream of pursuing law so her parents can cater for her other siblings, and forgoing office for career progression due to childcare did not stop Dr. Umu Makwe from attaining academic excellence, which propelled her to achieve goals she set for herself.
We grew up knowing that education was everything. Because my dad used to tell us that I could be anything on this earth if I learn.
That's great.
So I was very serious with my academics. So spending time with your kids is very important.
Today, she's duplicated same in her home.
They will not be the case forever. So maybe the next 5 years, this is what I want to do. I want to spend time with my kids. It's a decision. It doesn't mean you shouldn't work. You work, you prioritize your time. It's very important. You drop the kids in school, you are working. After work, what do I do with my time? Do I go and sit with friends and chat? You see? So it's not every program that I'm able to attend because they're not going to be the case forever.
I like my mother because she's a disciplinarian. She always disciplines us in the right way.
I like my mother because she's there for me and she tells me stories.
Motherhood, however, came with a big price. Turning down career and scholarly offers so she could be close to her children.
There are roles that I can't take because I may want to have time for the kids. It's a lot of opportunities, maybe a fellowship for 2 years without your family. There are a lot of things that I get. But at that time, what is important?
The children. The former head of department at UPSC is grateful for the support system she enjoyed, which she says aided her motherhood journey.
Social support system plays a very important role in the lives of working mothers. When you investigate to find out how those women are doing in terms of balance, and you realize there's always a support system. Others have their mothers helping them. Others have their sisters. Others have in-laws who come in almost every weekend to help. But if you don't have it that way, you have to plan your time. With social support system, in fact, my mother-in-law did very well when I gave birth. And then my mom also she plays her role. See, sometimes people that you don't even know that they will be supportive. Friends. There are friends that will call and say that, do you need any help? You see, so it's very important. The support system is very important.
Dr. Umu Makwe's life is impacting many beyond her home. Her students appreciate that she plays the roles of both educator and mother.
One of the things I appreciate most about Dr. Homo was her peculiar interest in me as a person and in my work. And I believe that that also helped me to put in my best.
She's a very friendly, jovial, caring person.
Her colleagues are overwhelmed at how she easily unifies, an attribute which fosters growth at any organization.
She knows her stuff. You know, when she's doing anything, she's serious about it. And she's also very, should I say, she likes to bring people together, you know, and that's a motherly figure.
Dr. Marquis' therapy for such a demanding schedule is tendering her flowers and embarking on daily walks. As a sociologist, Dr. Umu advises mothers against taking on tasks and chores without adequate resting periods.
You want to be in the lives of your kids. You want to excel in your career. What do? Women are trying to play both roles simultaneously, and it affects a lot of things. It affects their psychosocial well-being, their mental health. It affects their general health, like their physical health. It affects everything about them. So you need to be intentional about your life. You need to, you should have me times. Because we've had women that have died out of high blood pressure. They ignore themselves, they don't even go to the hospitals, no checkups, nothing. There are times you don't even eat. When I gave birth, the last one, there were times that I go to the lecture hall, I forget that I've not eaten. Like, you know, I get to the lecture hall before I remember that I've not eaten. You are lecturing and then you can see that you are feeling dizzy. Hey, breastfeeding mother. Then I'll just take a break and get snack. So while we try to be perfect mothers, we try to be the best in our careers, we should not forget about ourselves. What do you seek to gain if you are not alive to enjoy the fruits of your labor?
For Joy News, I am Hannah Odame.
Please, hold on. You are watching the AM show. It's time to review the news. And then there are a lot of matters arising, but there's a peculiar matter arising this morning. Yes. And this matter is the fact that Dr. Zato says that he is Arsenal. Fine. Yes. And Dr. Zato is telling me, you wait, let me do what?
Yes. She was going to do propaganda.
Dr. Zato, you came suited. Dr. Zato, you came suited. Okay, please mute his mic. Please mute his mic. Please mute his mic.
No JC person is going to do anything.
And you too, you Kojo, you too what?
You have to mind what you say about Manchester United. Be careful. The two regional contest. Be very careful. The greatest team out of Britain. You can't talk to us in a. How is that possible? Okay. Fact and figures. Now you see.
Liverpool, do you want to come and compare yourself to Manchester United? Britain. Yes.
How many trophies has Manchester United?
How many have you won?
Beyond UK.
Kingsley, how much did they
Liverpool has won 6, you won 3, and then you are talking about. Don't try. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Let me invite you to the Aviation Social Center on Saturday, where we are having the Champions League final. Let's do this debate. I'll come there in my Manchester United.
If the debate is about Champions League, then you don't qualify to sit on the table.
Who told you?
If it is about Champions League, you don't even qualify to sit on the table. There are only 2 teams that can have a conversation with Liverpool when it comes to Champions League: Real Madrid and Milan. Apart from that,
who told you that?
Only 3.
Who told you that one?
How?
We are
on a different pedestal. As for you, talk to Chelsea and
let's meet at the 8 FM rep your jersey on Saturday.
You can talk to Chelsea, Arsenal.
No.
Classmates.
I won't even talk to Chelsea.
They are your classmates.
No. Chelsea is not our classmate.
Kojo, we do the job on
the job is what I'm doing.
What is on the daily graphic?
Okay, what is on the daily graphic? What is okay? Okay, hold on. What is on the dailies is what you see.
Tell me about it.
About what I have to tell you. I have to tell you about. Rep your jersey is what I want to talk to you about.
Okay. It's happening on Saturday.
Why you chose to be a Chelsea fan? So let's meet at the Aviation Social Center on Saturday. Yeah. You'll be there, right?
Why not? Now say, PSG, will you be playing in our lives? But Arsenal to Spain means I don't have a choice. I have to just stay in Chelsea like that. See there, let's go.
On Saturday, I'll be supporting PSG against Arsenal. Let's see. Now, Daily Graphic says, "Let peace prevail." That's the president urging all of us Ghanaians in his Eid message. He says that we should be tolerant to ethnicity, religious differences, and all of that. He says we've done very well. We should continue doing that. So that is the message there. Now, government begins 800-acre reclamation project at Akofo. They've handed over an 800-acre land to a company to, sort of reclaim after the land being mined by illegal miners. Again, illegal structures face demolition. But this is a story I have an issue with. The minister is warning people who've built on waterways that they should prepare for some demolition exercise. But my question is that why wait till when the rains have come? That is when you want to go and demolish. Really, to what extent? What is the objective here? Because, Mr. Minister, if you wanted to really control flood and ensure that the drainage pathways have been laid bare, why wait till when the rains have come down already before you want to go and demolish? So good exercise you want to undertake, but the timing is totally wrong. If you want to really do it to ensure that flooding doesn't occur in Accra, you don't wait till the rains come down before you say you want to go and demolish. And you're even warning the people, look, if you have built in waterways, it's the wrong thing they have to do, go and demolish them. But you don't wait till the rains are here with us before you want to demolish. Next time, Mr. Minister, get the timing right. 300 Ghanaians arrive in South Africa, arrive home from South Africa. That's our people there. They've come back home. So Akwaba to them.
Home is home.
There's a picture, there's a video on Adom where a man is showing the scars he's gotten from these people. I'm saying, wow, the guy is well built, but the way they've given him marks, I'm like, wow.
How much the entire way? If you're going to fight and you're fighting in South Africa, it's different from you have muscle and you can fight in Ghana.
Well, but I was happy with one thing he said. He said, once he's home, he's forgiven them. Oh, wow. But I hear some people also saying that because of what happened in South Africa, they will resist the renewal of some companies who are from South Africa, their license in Ghana. Well, let's see how that goes. At the back page, Ajimambedu's World Cup warning, Semenyo can inspire Black Stars, but can't carry team alone. So
Semenyo.
Semenyo.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the correction. Okay. So I guess Semenyo, I know Ajimambedu is making a case. Probably underneath this is making a case for his captain.
Andrea you to be taken to the World Cup. I don't know. I'm just saying that it could be an undertone there. Because look, you need someone like Dede Ayew at the World Cup to try and inspire the boys, get the boys to go. Oh, look, we need Dede at the World Cup. That's
like visiting them or
no, to be part of the team.
To be playing. Okay.
Yeah, we need 26 players, right? Take him there. You can watch me anyway, but I'm saying that Dede should be there. I'm sure Kingsley Kra supports me. Anyway, the Ghanaian publisher. Government begins 800-acre reclamation project in Nkrofo. Well, when you want to start anything, you start from home, right? Mm-hmm. We have to start reclamation. The minister is from Nkrofo, so we are going to start from Nkrofo. That place has been devastated by illegal mining, so it's good that they are starting from there. TGN OFS government clash over e-visa project. Well, that's there. Adamos refutes claims linking it to alleged Mali violations. You know, some days ago we brought a story of, or the Dailies carried a story of some sister company of Adamos being accused of some violations, tax violations in Mali. The company says that it's malicious, being peddled by some media houses in Ghana. Well, Mahama urges peace, warns against drugs at Eid, and GMET to Ghanaians. Emefa, this is important to everybody watching us. Mm-hmm. The Ghana Metro is telling us that take weather warning serious.
I don't know, for whatever reason, whenever they put out these announcements, as you see, if you have 10 people commenting under it, you have about 8 or more than half of the people saying that, oh, you're not correct.
Because of past experiences. No, but the GMET has evolved.
Even beyond that, it is an estimation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know why they think they should get 100%.
And I'm sure people will learn from what we've seen in the past. Yeah. When few drops of rains, then there's flooding at so many places. Yeah. People will start learning. But please, listen to GMET when they speak. Now, the New Republic revealing the bloodlines. Okay, ex-minister Yusuf, 2 others to refund 579 million Ghana cedis. That's from the special audit report into the All-African Games that was held here during their tenure. It says, as forensic audit exposes shocking rot, hotel rooms billed at $50, 468 million Ghana cedis stolen from construction contract. Black Stars coaches fed from games kitty. So that's there. Ghanaian hairdresser severely injured in South Africa as violent manhunt escalates. Oh, really? Okay. Mahama dangles 100 million cedis for technical universities, and Ghana evacuates citizens from South Africa. This was news on the BBC. Yesterday. Let's do Daily Guide now. Adamos denies link to Mali claims. Government backtracks on new levy. Now, you know, MTN wanted to introduce a certain charge. The minority criticized government for reintroducing e-levy through the back door. They said that if you look at it for all intent and purposes, even though you have not taken a bill to Parliament, that really signifies you putting a levy on electronic transaction. And therefore, that is e-levy being clothed in a certain new way. But government, Bank of Ghana wrote to the telecom company and asked them to hold on the rollout or implementation for further consultation. That's what the story is talking about here. Now, Minister leads 800-acre land reclamation at Nkrofo. That story is also there. And this one, Emefa, you'll be interested in it. RNAQ's ex-wife rejects 2 million, now demanding 40 million Ghana cedi. This will be an interesting court battle there. I'm sure you know the details. I already have to bore you with it. But Emefa, don't look at me. I'm sure you are interested in the story. 300 Ghanaians arrived from South Africa. So that's also a story in the Daily Guide newspaper. Of course. Emefa there. She knows. The Overseer newspaper. Tour advances come back with 1 million barrels of Bonga crude delivery. It was on our story, on our news items this morning on the show. Kumasi to host funeral of Sami Jemfi's father-in-law this weekend. And this weekend, the whole of Ghana is thronging Kumasi as Sami Jemfi prepares to lay his father-in-law, how do you say? Lay him to rest, yes. Lay him to rest. So that is what is happening. A lot of the guys are going, and we coming straight to Sammy Jemfi and his family, as well as the family of the wife. This was a tragic incident that happened, but the young man has really braced it well. The preparations are very, very, and people are in high spirit to be there. So we commiserate with him and the family. Now, government receives first batch of Ghanaian evacuees from South Africa is there. Adeti, be responsible, avoid drugs. That's the president speaking there. Now, the Accra Times, Afoko unveils 3-house strategy to rebrand MPP ahead of 2028. The details are there. What does the 3-hour mean? Get it there and get it. Parliament value your work. Speaker Bagbing encourages parliamentary staff. So those are the stories on the Times. Let's do Major Online. We can pass it by Friday. The Fiamapo signals rapid move on LGBTQ bill. Okay, Friday is tomorrow.
Says that we can.
Yes.
So we will.
Oh, no. So we'll see. Once he says we can, it means that we should explain how the things will go by tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on it. Okay.
That's your microphone is off.
Anyway, but okay.
I think this is the story you were telling us about on Adom. Says that I suffered beatings.
Yes.
Look at my marks.
Yes. I watched it yesterday and I was like, wow.
And another lady, fresh blood cuts. The pictures are on our social media platform.
The hairdresser?
Yes.
The hairdresser?
Yes.
But why are the South Africans doing this? You've done it. Africa has spoken against it, and you're still doing it. It's not nice at all. It looks like you want to push Ghanaians to retaliate. We are not that kind of people.
It's not just Ghana anyway.
But if you keep doing, but the Nigerians have started retaliating.
Yeah.
If you keep doing that to your people, at a point we can't take it any longer when we have to do something, and it's not nice. You have your businesses in here. Let us tolerate each other. This is one Africa. ECG restores power at Tanyigbe SHS after week-long.
Tanyigbe.
Tanyigbe.
Yes.
Tanyigbe.
Yes.
It's good to have an ever, with you when you're pronouncing these names. Okay. See shimmering new satellite image of Lake Bosomtri showing gold glitter surrounding it. Earth from space says, okay.
SHS is saying.
Okay, so if you say gold glitters, it means gold, Lake Bosomtri. Oh yes, I said, Obermanko for your target. So when it goes on the show, you only tell the regulatory people, but what kind of somebody sitting somewhere will say, well, that's the thing. Energy Minister cautions ECG engineers against politicizing their work. We are not reenacting anything. Majority Chief Whip, Defense, Swift. Okay, those are the guys are serious now. They want to really pass it. Interesting. Let's see. Ghana climbs to 17 globally in our sourcing competitiveness. Well, let's stay here. Let me end here and hand it over to you, Chelsea. From Manchester United to Chelsea FC.
North London forever.
Thank you.
You know this? Okay.
All right.
Well, guys, just a gentle reminder that Saturday we have the Rep Your Jersey at the Aviation Social Center at 10 a.m. But the match itself is at 4, so you can come and start with the fun with us at the Aviation Social Center. Well, why am I wearing jersey? Chelsea jersey. I can't help. My blood is blue. Rihanna all the time. Are we doing well? Our new coach, we're hoping will do better. Alonso will probably do better, but I don't know. I guess, Dr. Zato, let me tell you that today I will enforce all my authority because of this.
I don't expect anything less.
Okay.
When I left my house and I was coming here, I wore a regular, normal African shirt.
Yes,
nice one.
Yes.
Only the guy here, Emefa tried to start some propaganda with Chelsea. Even top 4 cry, you've not done top 4. How can I be EPL champion or leaving? So I went outside UF and got myself an Arsenal shirt, the real champion. I'm here. Miss Sarah Tuata of Ghana Airport and Ankara Sato, we are here to represent sharp.
I understand.
No Chelsea person is doing any propaganda yet.
For 22 years of hunger, dear. It's okay.
I mean, hey,
all right, so,
we are the champions.
Guys, let's start with champions. Good morning, Dr. Zato.
I'm good.
Good morning, Fifi.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Solomon. Sonny Rockies.
Oh, good morning.
Senior Sonny Rocky.
Every morning, I see that the documents that you show up with, they keep, they keep becoming bigger.
Well, the issues keep becoming bigger.
It's like a village teacher always carry.
I don't want problems.
Wherever you go is a village.
Okay.
I want peace.
So we have a lot of matters arising. Let's start with the National Information Technology Authority bill, which is highly debated, but also looks like a potentially transformative piece of legislation currently making waves, seeking to at least coordinate or sanitize our digital economy or digital ecosystem. Also seeking to maybe raise the agency that had its authorities just coordinating into a much more powerful agency, authority, I should say. But what are the challenges? What are we thinking? What's really the fuss about it? Fifi, maybe let me start with you. For this NITA bill, I mean, we've had it in existence, this kind of regulation, we've had it. Now they're seeking to increase the power of it and turn it into an authority.
Have it.
Some part of it, maybe I should read. Mandatory ICT business licenses. Under Section 35 says that no person or company, that's the bill, if implemented or if assented to as a law, will say that Section 35, no person or company can engage in business within the ICT sector without a NITA-issued license. This doesn't just apply to telecom giants. It spans infrastructure installers, software as service providers, cloud companies, fintechs, and digital platforms, and all of that. But maybe perhaps the most controversial one will be Section 46. This says that is the requirement of individual ICT professionals to hold a NITA certification to practice, which means that the bill hands NITA the authority to determine the criteria.
Thank you, and good morning to viewers and fellow panelists. You cannot live in a world without regulations. It's important that we accept the fact that every environment you find yourself in, there must be some level of regulation in order to ensure that we all comply to a certain standard. Because without those standards, there will be chaos. But these standards ought to be one that will also not make the lives of the people a bit more difficult. The world is gradually moving from what it used to be into what probably may call an e-world. Because in time past, if we want to do business, for sure you're going to look for a shop to rent, you're going to look for a location that is where you can attract a lot of businesses and all that. Today, if that is just what you do, you will suffer because people are gradually moving towards the internet because that's where people do business. And can we say as a country that we do not want some form of regulation, just allow anybody to do anything? Because you also have a situation where people get duped on the internet. You see something you're interested in, you want to buy, you pay money and that's it. You don't even get it. And sometimes I see what they put on social media, what I ordered and what I got, completely different. So yes, there's a need for some level of regulation. But let me start from this point. These regulations, it is not something we are used to. Because people ask a question, but we've always done business on the internet without anyone asking us to pay anything. So why are you now asking me to pay for something? Has there been any form of education? What sort of sensitization has gone on to warrant or to see this bill coming into force? You cannot pass a law and just impose it on the people without some level of engagement or consultation and bringing the people along such that they appreciate what you are doing. So I believe that the failure on the part of the Ministry of Communications to engage, to let the people understand and appreciate the need for these things is a problem. Of course, I do not also know the extent of engagement that was done by Parliament, because if Parliament is also going through this process, I expect that there will be some level of consultation with stakeholders for them to also understand that yes, there is the need for us to pass these bills and it will help us. I know there are a lot of PR people in government and PR agencies in government. What are they doing? Why are they silent? Why must this come to us as a surprise? So I believe that the failure on the part of government to let the public know that this is what is happening and this is why we have to do that, I think is part of the problem we face and it's part of the fast. But proceeding further is also the fact that unemployment is a huge problem in our country. There are a lot of our youth who have nothing to do, they idle, and they've seen that there's an opportunity for them to do business on the internet. Mm-hmm. These persons are either taking loans, finding different means of raising capital to do the business. And the question they are asking themselves is that, I've gone to school, Dr. Zato and his people have tortured me, I come out, there's no opportunity for me to do business. And now I find an opportunity on the internet and then straight away, you come and say, pay X, pay Y, pay. What do you do for me to get this in return? That's a question people are asking.
Yep.
So if you've not given them opportunities, if you've not given them the platform, why do you come taxing them or asking them to pay something? I agree those who raise the question of expanding the tax net. Because if my mom, who sells at the market, has to pay something to do business, why must somebody also selling on the internet also not contribute something to the national development? So yes, those questions will be raised. But the point is that if somebody is at the market, the person, you may say that, okay, you are constructing a road to the market. Are you constructing any road where the people are doing business? Of course, they are in the country, they enjoy some benefit. But I believe that the most important part of this conversation is the fact that the failure of government to engage, to let the people understand, let the stakeholders know that this is the reason why we are doing this. And then also justify even the fees they are charging. You remember, a few years ago in our country, one of the major topics we were confronted with was the betting tax. And why was the betting tax an issue? The youth in our country said that, you've not provided me with any opportunity. I found an opportunity to also make something small, and you come and tax me. It became a heated matter. That is where we are now. The youth are also saying that, you've not created any opportunity for me to do business. I've decided to find a way to do business and you are coming to tax me. So those who did not believe that people betting were supposed to pay, do they now believe that people also doing business on the internet are supposed to pay taxes? And you know what, even with betting, if you look at taxation generally, it is also a way of discouraging people from undertaking some activities. Because honestly, this whole idea of betting, sometimes it is not something we should be proud of as a country. Because how people make money to bet and then losing money and all that, it's a major issue. But even with that, you had people who vigorously campaigned against it and said, no, we are not supposed to bet tax betting. Today, they are also going to tax people who are doing business on the internet. I think that their own actions in the past is what has led to it. But for me, the most important thing is also the engagement. I think it's unfortunate that government failed to engage.
Okay. Dr. Zato, Fifi, he's quite right on what he says, looks like lack of engagement. When this bill came to the fore, my colleague Kofi-Addo had a conversation with people who work in that sector very much, and they seem to be on the same page that a few things that the minister in charge of that sector had wanted during last year, the litany of bills under the sector, and there were requests for opinions, comments, implementation, and all of that. But it doesn't look like the ones that were taking, they gave explanation to. The ones that they didn't take, they also didn't give explanation to. So Fifi seemed to be on the larger part of people who said that there was lack of engagement, Dr. Zato. Critics say that the framework as it existed at the time, clearly, it was supposed to regulate a feeding sector. But now we won't describe that area as a feeding sector. Do we need that regulation? Yes. How it was done, is it what you want to address?
Thank you very much. Good morning to you and good morning to our listeners. And you see, one of the biggest challenges any government has anywhere is what we call this regulatory governance. How to simultaneously regulate to enhance performance whilst making sure that regulation does not stifle competition and innovation. It is always the responsibility of government to hold a very fine balance or to have a fine line between this, because if you over-regulate or under-regulate, it could stifle competition or pick winners and losers in the sector. If you also don't do it very well, before you realize it creates other problems. So I can understand the challenge that any government at all faces when it comes to regulation. Secondly, one of the sectors that is proven to be most difficult and challenging to regulate by all governments, in fact, including those that are in the so-called developed world, is when it comes to these sectors. Technology. When it comes to technology, ICT, AI, what's the name? This currency, cryptocurrency, and all those things. And I even saw where the US Congress, probably one of the best in the world, had to even call this same, what's the name? These same players, major players, the AI, Apple, Facebook, Meta, and others, to come and teach them on how to regulate them. It was quite a scene to see them say, look, we don't know enough about this. See, the thing is that there's a reason for it, there's a theory for that. Technology moves at a faster rate. Meanwhile, regulators and governments are very slow. Governments can never go at the speed of technology. And so you see that mostly governments are playing catch up. And that is the problem. Sometimes by the time the regulations are coming, the issue have passed. And the government is not forgetting. So if you put all this together, it's understandable that you can see why government thinks that this sector needs to be regulated. At the same time, you can then see why the major players in the sector are apprehensive. Because they're asking themselves, these regulations are you are trying to bring, will they create a level playing field? These things are coming. Will they create other bureaucratic hurdles, bureaucratic networks that we have to jump through in trying to get this and that? These regulations we are bringing, will they benefit some foreign, or are they going to benefit the big players whilst they trample on us? Certification and guarantees are not always easy things to get when you are dealing with the government. So I understand these broad issues that are going to do. That is why I was now asking the question. You are talking about consultation. Government can say they can always consult. This bill, is it a supply-driven bill or a demand-driven bill? Is it that the players in the sector realize that they need some protection, or does the government decide that we must bring this into? Because if you look at it very well, I think it is more of a supply-driven bill. And there's an aspect of it that people are increasingly becoming, what's the name? Perhaps that is not here. It is how government wants to control exactly what you are doing. Will that extend to your speech? Will that extend to content that the government doesn't like? We've seen about the last weeks this whole fuss or this whole argument about free speech and its limits. This is just about comments. People are also genuinely concerned. Will this go to something about free speech? So if I have a TikTok site or whatever, and I'm also selling things and promoting things there, and I say something that the government doesn't like, will I be struck? Will I get swallowed in this? There is a third. Most of the people that are doing small businesses on this side don't even have enough capital or enough money to go for a certification, to pay for NITA regulations. There's a financial burden that this may put on very small creators, small players in the field. Is there any method? Are there any measures to say that let's cushion these people? Are there thresholds? If you say everybody must get a license, if MTN is getting a license, MTN can afford to pay it. What about the guy that is selling very simple things on the roadside? Can he raise the money to pay that? Does he have the funding? Does the government have, what's the name, resources to say that, look, at this sector? So I believe we should have minimum entry requirements. The government can do it by sales, by number, to say that if you reach this level, you get that. Because that is it. We need to encourage a lot of people, especially people with these skills, to venture into some of this things, to venture into this business.
So if I understand, it's not the introduction of the law that will regulate the area. Yes. You're concerned about how that law will be used or how it will be implemented? No,
first of all, I raised the question, is it supply-driven thing or is it demand-driven thing? Why? So far, we are yet to be told, government is to know why we need this bill in the first place. Is it?
It's pretty simple. They say that currently the digital economy has grown so much, and NITA, as it was at the time, was introduced when the digital economy was teething. Now is like a full-blown mother and needs to be regulated.
So it's a cash-grabbing initiative.
Why not?
No, I'm good. I'm not saying it. Why not? So tell us that
when they do, what would that do?
It helps us to contextually tell us that. Hey, this sector used to be $1,000 thing, but now it's a multi-million or it's a multi-billion city sector.
Okay.
We've seen some money lying there. We want some of that money. You see, it helps.
What does it help?
It helps us to know that, okay, this is what you want to do. You want some of the money. There's a money thing. You see, government is scared that people may say it's another form of e-living.
But if you provide me with a service, and if you're in that sector and you provide, say, let's stick to even the public sector. And I pay, and if you listen to the minister, he says that the amount of money that sector or individuals in that sector make is quite huge. He was quite charitable with the amount. I think he said he mentioned a certain figure. Forgive me if I'm unable to quote it, but says that, and you're supposed to pay, say, annually 1% of that, right? Yes. That could amount like to $1,000 a month.
Yes.
It is like a very minute and very insignificant figure of how much you would make. What's wrong with that?
So, no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Governments are always looking for revenue all the time. Government is looking for revenue all the time. So just tell us that this is a revenue-grabbing bill. Tell us that our ultimate objective is to make more money from it. We will understand that. The reason why you are trying to be coy about it, you are trying to hide it, no, don't. Tell us, look, hey, there's so much money to be made there. We want to make money. Because, you see, this government is becoming very apprehensive to anything that makes people look like, oh, it's e-levy, operating tax. The e-levy thing has been seared into the minds of Ghanaians that it has become something that people are like scared of. And the government is trying to do everything possible to make sure that nothing is even remotely associated with e-levy. So you saw the Bank of Ghana, this and that came quickly. People say e-levy, government shut it down. It's temporary.
The 0.75.
Yes. It's temporary. So my point is that, look, tell us you want to make more money, tell us you want to get, and then let's take it from there, get the political backlash or get the media backlash, and then after that you make it better. But any other thing to try to make it look like you are trying to sanitize the system, you are trying, no. It's a money-grabbing initiative. You want to grab the money and let's go.
Okay. I'll go to Solomon. Let me just introduce our guest who's joined us, Kofi Bente Afol, the MP for Seshivio. So thank you for joining us this morning. When I come to you, I try and understand what is the bill saying that we can't see. Yeah? What's the bill saying that we can't see? Why are people angst and agitated about it? Dr. Zato, you mentioned that they should just tell you. So here's what it says. Ghana's digital landscape is currently a wild west as the tech sector projects towards a $5 billion valuation by 2030. Policymakers think that formal structures are required. And this is one of the reasons why they thought that, why not? Let's increase the capacity of an agency to an authority. But, Solomon, you have sugared yourself there.
I wouldn't I sugar myself.
Okay.
Well, I have to sugar. Let me greet you. It's been a while that you took some sabbatical leave or something.
Yeah, I was quite unwell.
We thought you were chilling somewhere.
No, you people.
Somebody said you were chilling somewhere. So
in my bed.
When it was Kojo Brace who said it.
You take Kojo Brace serious?
Let me greet my brothers in studio. You see, you said by 2030.
That's a projection.
The projection will be $5 billion. So the first question you ask yourself is, what has been government's contribution towards this growth to $5 billion? yes, it's important you regulate a sector, but in doing so, you must not do it to affect innovations. When I saw I read a bit of it a while ago, and I realized that individuals have to be registered. That is where I have a difficulty, because if you are doing some of these things, you must benchmark it with best practices across the globe.
Yeah.
And I know in the UAE they do that. Individuals, you have to register, but if you go to an IT hub like Singapore, you don't do that. Individuals are allowed to operate. We go to the United States, individuals are allowed to operate. So I don't know which of the benchmarks that the Ministry of Communication is using to come up with this policy. Again, it also makes nonsense of the Registrar General's department. You see, I have had this banter always, that to start a business in this country, the authority vested with that mandate is the Registrar General's department. That is why, if you realize, you go to the Registrar General's department, they give you 2 certificates. Certificate of what? Incorporation, and certificate to commence business. What does that mean? If you have given me a certificate as a business entity to commence business, it means right away I can start doing business. Now, the idea of licensing by various institutions negates that certificate to commence business status. Because that means you have a certificate to do business, but you need another certificate to actually perform your functions. And how do you marry the two? You can talk about MPA, you can talk about Petroleum Commission, you can talk about Cocoa Board here and there. The person has registered the business to start cocoa license buying business. But if you don't get that buying license from Cocoa Board, you are incapacitated. Then it's not a company. You understand? So I believe that it's one aspect that this bill must look at. You must look at the idea of taking out the individuals. I think we can start gradually. There are critical sectors that the government can focus on. For instance, those providing cyber security. It's very important. That one goes to the core of national security.
That's found expression in the bill.
Yes. So at the corporate levels, cyber security, you must get them to register with you and also license them. That I agree. You must get those that provide service to the health sector. It's very important.
So you think the government should categorize it?
Absolutely. They must take out the individual. Young one who has just started.
How would that be fair?
What?
How would that be fair?
No, because you see, there are some of these institutions provide critical services. They control your data. You understand? You and I, our data. So in giving out data to such people, there has to be some regulations.
Yeah.
Remember recently the issue with Kojo, the health sector, where the providers of the, what do you call it?
LIMS and all of
LIMS decided to lock government out. I thought that was a national security issue.
It is still, LIMS is not agreeing that they did that.
The government is telling you, me, I have, the government is what I take go, not individuals.
Not the private person speaking.
The government, if the government is lying, then that becomes a serious matter. Government communicated statements issued here and there. They told us that they were locked out.
So essentially, whether or not a private sector even has access to our data, the debate went as far as to suggest that it shouldn't even happen at all. Government should be the one collecting, managing it.
Why must an individual be holding on to your data?
If you can do it.
You know,
if that's the job of that individual, how then?
I haven't told that individual to be holding my data. To do what? I can only entrust my destiny in the government, because that government will always be there. That individual company may not be there. You will be in your house and your phone, all of a sudden you see a certain message coming to you from companies. How they got my number to be sending is another matter. And it's as a result of some of these data that has found its way into the hands of individuals. The telcos, they do it with impunity. They share our data with impunity. But nobody takes them on. So they think it's normal. So in such instances, if government says that I am regulating you, it's fair. So we have to start from point A. But I believe that for starters, we must take out the individuals so that they can grow. Because like Zato was saying, and unfortunately our politics has not developed. What if you make them regulators and tomorrow they see this my face, and then in an unlikely event that a political party that does not favor my position comes to power, I'm an IT person. That is how I eat. Solomon also does not support our position. So in registering him, we will just frustrate him and he will not be registered. It will happen in this country.
Or revoke his license.
You understand? It's a challenge and it can happen because our democracy has not gone to that levels. It has to grow before we begin to rope in those young ones and the individuals. I looked at the individuals that are speaking. I'm not in the tech field, but I've heard some young ones complaining about the what do you call it, the licensing fee.
Of it, yeah.
The fee. I think the focus must not be on the fee.
A good number of them as well are concerned about the bureaucratic nature.
That is what I'm talking about. And it will be deliberate. Today, I mean, when NCA Act was passed, I remember the argument those days, we need to sanitize the system. We need to regulate it. How well were they able to regulate it? Rather, they frustrated the system. They started small, the fees were very minimal. Now, to get a radio license, it's as if you are going to heaven. Heaven wouldn't even be complicated because heaven, from Genesis to Revelation, you just have to manipulate yourself in there, according to those that read the Bible.
No, you just have to die first.
You have to die.
You have to die. Who told you that?
But how many people went to heaven?
Don't be dying wrong for some of you that you are going to poison yourself and die. You are going to steal somebody's item, they shoot you. Say,
no, they didn't say kill yourself.
You say die.
They didn't say this.
Whether you killed yourself or
there must be a death.
All die be die.
All die, don't be die. What are you talking about?
So if you don't die, how are you going to heaven? You're not the blessed
Who gave you that first impression that you have to die before you go to heaven?
So how will you go?
Our forebears died long ago. Are they in heaven?
Yes.
Allow him to stick to the topic.
I don't know how you go to heaven.
According to that, you have to die before you go to heaven. Then what are you doing on that? Die and go to heaven. No, so that those of us that want to be here, we are staying here.
It's too early.
You see, he's postponing his heaven. You understand?
Yeah.
So they use that tool to, as a matter of fact, frustrate people. Not there alone. You go to MP now to get oil marketing license. It's a tall order. BDC license is a tall order. And it becomes a political tool, depending on who is in power and the cronies, denying genuine people. That's what the fear is. That people that genuinely have a business in that sector, because they don't belong to any political party, and we have politicized everything here. Don't be deceived.
So, Solomon, if I hear you, so what's the position?
So my position is that, there has to be regulations, but it has to be limited. They must start from point A. Target those that are providing the critical services to the sector. The cyber security people that do providing services to the Ministry of Health, to education, those critical areas. Let's start with them.
Many as well appreciate the fact that you don't have to be a small company. We've seen a very small or an individual in the tech sector that can cause huge destruction because of what they do. You don't have to belong to a big company. So when I saw this bill, I thought of one thing, the DVLA, for example. Many of us will have to learn driving at home. You have a cousin or a brother or somebody that taught you how to drive, but you're driving until DVLA says that you're not licensed, right? And if you must get a license to drive, you must go to DVLA, take an exam, go through a process. In fact, you must apply for the particular one. There are categories, right?
But you know, these days you cannot let your cousin or your brother teach you.
That's the reality.
You have to go through.
Ideally, ideally.
No, ideally.
So what ought to be is that you go to DVLA or you go to a driving school and all of that. But I'm saying that, for example, and then the argument.
A driving school that can recommend you to DVLA for you to be issued a license.
That's the ideal. That's what ought to be. I'm asking this because of the argument that why don't we focus on the bigger ones? And then the young people who are now, getting into the sector, because the argument is that the sector is as it is because of the free nature of it.
Absolutely.
So if you regulate the free nature of it, then you're stifling innovation, growth, and all of that. But if I use that analogy with the DVLA, I'm saying that the ideal is apply. Go to a driving school, go through the process, you're given a license and all of that. But we also know that you will think that you have not gone to a tech school. You think that you have not gone to a driving school, but you know how to drive.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to wanting to do it with a very professional level, you definitely have to show your driver's license. So whether you know how to drive or not, you still have to go through the process that is required by law.
So you see, ordinarily, what you are saying, and we are speaking the same language.
Okay.
I am calling for some levels of regulation.
Okay.
But you see, you are starting a major policy. And that is why I started off by asking you, of the 5 billion valuation they are estimating by 2030, what has been government's, successive government's
contribution
to it? This has been an industry largely driven by individuals. And remember, Ghana at the current space is facing a stiffer competition from Rwanda and Kenya. So, and these people, they are mobile, they can easily relocate. So we have to be very careful with it.
Okay.
That we don't lose that great minds to Rwanda, to Kenya. That is my concern. That's why I'm saying that, first of all, deal with the big players. Ask these, because individuals will definitely grow to become big players. If the individual really at a point wants to do government business, remember, some of these IT firms, their minimum charge is $10 million for projects that they do with government. In fact, there are a lot of duplications in the sector. You go to one government agency, the same software, you are being charged. You go to another agency, it's the same software. Meanwhile, they are charging government differently. So why we need to synchronize them? But you can only do so when you have registered them. You get my point.
Yeah.
So that one, I agree. Allow the younger ones to grow. Once they grow...
But what will a growth look like for you, for a younger person?
No, a younger person at a point, I mean, if you start from point one, you want to get big contracts. And to get big contracts, you know, under our existing laws, you must be a registered entity. So the person will move from being an individual to forming a company.
Okay.
Then begins to go for big ticket contracts. That is where the licensing must come in. But for the young ones, leave them. Because once you bring it here and they go forward to go and do registration and they face any frustration, I'm telling you, they will abandon your job for you. Okay. And at that material time, they will be looking elsewhere, which other places will welcome me without going through some of these frustrations. And that is where I believe has to be straightened.
Honorable, what is in this bill that you think we can't see? They say that there's usually something behind the law, you know, have to go behind. What is in it that is causing a fear? Should it cause fear or not?
I don't think they should cause a fear to everybody listening to us this morning. In fact, to every Ghanaian who will be exposed to this bill if it becomes a law. Because already there is an act that has established NITA. And you and I, from all what we are discussing here, attest to the fact that the way our digital space is growing, in fact, technology has come to become the world. We cannot let it lie like that without regulations. Otherwise, a day will come. We will be here as a panel on Joy News, and somebody will call that I have seen you people, the same said, on another TV station discussing a different topic. That is how technology is getting to. Should we wait till we get to that level before we say the state comes in? Some of my colleague panelists here are trying to even say that, good, what if the state is in charge of our data sources, our digital centers, our class spaces? No, government cannot do it all. The private sector will have to play its role. However, it is the duty of government to protect those of us who will be exposed to what is going on.
The concern I hear from
the idea here is to regulate.
Yeah, so they're asking, what are you regulating? Because for me to acquire that skill, I must have done it informally. I went for some boot camp, you know. Mostly people acquire this very informally. Good. It's not that they went to some computer science school, which is not very common.
Don't worry.
And then for them to want to acquire. So how do I go through this route, acquire my skill? I am a startup and you want to regulate. This is
you have even stated here, supporting my argument with what happens at DVLA. Yes, then you say, I have learned how to drive. It was my husband who taught me how to drive. Why do you want to give me the license before I drive? No. If you go out there without a certain level of regulation and you go to cause harm, at that point, it will not be a household matter. So let us, wherever you came from, wherever you got your training, let the state, let the agency put in some measures that will regulate you so that if even in your business dealing, your exposures yourself get into trouble, the state or the law will now have to know what to do to save you, to protect you. The law is not, or the act is not only seeking to seek fees, revenue. That should even be the secondary thing that we should be talking about here. People trying to rob in, e-levy, electronic. No. The focus here is that Ghanaians, all of us are exposed to the rate at which technology is growing, and we have to put in measures before it happens to us in a bad way.
Do you have, are you appreciating the concern of how bureaucratic these systems can be? Have you let the people understand that we have set up areas where it will be easy for you to apply and get your license and all of that? People do not see the measures or the framework that this bill would be implemented through.
See,
is that what is causing
let's not cry wolf when there's no wolf.
Why not? Because when it becomes law, there's only so much one.
The bill itself is not, in fact, it is still under consideration. In fact, it does not even come to the floor at all yet.
But it is the crying wolf that will cause changes.
Stakeholders are still discussing. What you are putting up now can be considered. In the implementation of the act, if it becomes a law and we even go further to enact a regulation to it, how will we? All these things can be done to make sure
they have concerns that initially when they got wind of it, there were some suggestions, some comments and all of that. They didn't see it find expression in the new bill, the final bill that will go for consideration and all of that. And they say that you have not given, there's no stakeholder engagement. You have not engaged us to tell us why the suggestions we made couldn't find expression in the bill and why your point as well is what we see in the bill. Are these concerns not real?
The door is still open.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yeah. If you say there is no stakeholder engagement, however, they were able to, the stakeholders were able to make their input and now they are seeing the bill out. That is not, there is, in fact, even as we sit here, if you have seen the bill, you can submit a proposed amendment to the bill.
Dr. Zato, what kind of proposed amendment would you have?
Before it goes to Parliament, it is referred to the committee. The committee will also engage. In fact, Parliamentary Select Committee will even also do further engagement.
So genuine concerns. And today, I don't like the fact that I'm agreeing so much with Solomon.
The bill has not been.
Like the minimum, especially the minimum entry requirements, and the fact that most of these innovators there are working from their pockets.
So it should be specific on the minimum requirement.
Specific on the minimum requirement.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
Specific on the minimum. Yeah. And the licensing too. I think that first, acquiring it shouldn't be a bureaucratic headache. Good. It shouldn't be. In fact, for the first time, it should be a license that you can simply just get. All the government should need is the entry, the cost of entry right there.
But they haven't started the implementation. How do you know that
you said we should? You said we should do. You just gave.
I have to.
I know. We
are saying look at the other side.
We are saying this because regulators don't like making things easy for people.
Why?
It's in their nature. They feel powerful. Regulators, look at it. How many regulators make it easy for us? Look, things that should be able to simple to do and they don't do that. So I'm saying that the cost of regulation should be very low. Good. One of the things is do that make it. First of all, I think that they can even start with just a registration.
Dr. Zato, write it as a paper, a recommendation.
In fact, fortunately for you, I've been committed onto the legal and constitutional affairs.
There you go. Okay, Honorable, proceed then.
Let's just make a registration. Then people register. Then as they start, then you can begin to now say, okay, let's do this, help them. In fact, I would even say that help them, give them some amount of seed entry money. If you're able to finish registering, government can say, okay, we'll help you to take off. Because you see, we want them to take off and hope that they come.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Hey, Dr. Zato. After you are registered, government will support you.
Don't worry, that is also possible because currently government has launched 1 million coders. In my constituency, for instance, we have started with 50. We have received our 50 set of 50 computers. We have a coordinator appointed. They are going through training, and the process is that any Ghanaian, irrespective of your level of training in IT, you go to register in any of the courses. Once you are trained, you are certified, the regulator is also coming, and you will be pushed to start up something. We want to formalize the sector so that we don't leave our economy running so much.
So we are not afraid of over-regulation.
Let us all
too much in
this. Talk about it if it is overly regulated. And I will all be aware.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess there seems to be some consensus on this particular matter. Let's move to the evacuees. So we have a little over 800 Ghanaians from South Africa that are supposed to be evacuated to Ghana. Yesterday, we took delivery of 300 of our Ghanaian brothers and sisters, with the government as well making some assurances and all of that. But of course, we can't help but have a conversation about how bleak the future may look for them, right? Let me start with you, Fifi. It's no longer a hypothetical crisis. It's a lived one, right? A lived national crisis then.
Yes, it's unfortunate that the South Africans have decided to behave the way they are behaving. And I believe that the government of South Africa has also not lived up to expectation because what we hear is that these are acts of lawlessness. And if it's a lawless act, the expectation is that government would ensure that the people comply with the laws of the country. I was sad when I saw the video on Adom online, the Adom socials, a gentleman showing scars on his body. And why must we get to this state where if you think that somebody has flouted the law of a country, what you rather do is to subject the person to physical assault? I think it is wrong. And the expectation is that the government of South Africa will act right. But as we talk about the government of Ghana, yes, the people are here and promises are being made. I'm only praying and hoping that these promises will be kept. The government officials who met them yesterday, well, we are grateful to government for ensuring that the people are back home safely. Of course, not all of them are back, and some are also not willing to come back. But those who are back, the assurances we are getting from government is that, well, we'll not just bring them and leave them to their faith. We'll ensure that some support is given. I have not heard clearly exactly what kind of support these persons are going to get from government.
You've not heard the exactly... Okay.
Exactly I don't know if you know exactly what government is going to do for them.
They promise a certain level of financial support. They also promise that, you know, of course, when you get to Accra, when you get to the airport, it's not so the end of the journey where government is ensuring, well, yeah, not we, government is ensuring that they'll transition from airport to their final destination. The ministry, alongside with NADMO, as well as providing some free psychological, psychosocial, I would say, for them to have the trauma.
I get that, but then I believe it is not sufficient.
Okay, what would sufficient look like?
If you say financial support,
you want specifics?
What kind of financial support are these returnees going to get? What were they doing, and how are they going to start? Because I saw a story of one of them, and I'm told when that man was in Ghana, he was a chef. He's left the country for over 24 years or so. Does he even have a house to go and live in? Where is he going to live? Does he have a family to readily accept him and accommodate that person? So the support, would he be able to provide a person an accommodation to start a business? What kind of business? Because already... I
agree it will be a case by case, right? It can't be a blanket support.
And that's why I asked, it can be... what exactly is government going to do? Because we do not know whether it's going to be a blanket thing. Okay, everybody get 5,000 Ghana cedis, go start something with it. Okay, someone who has, for example, a restaurant doing very well in South Africa, if you bring that person and say that, okay, I'm giving you 10,000 Ghana cedis, would it be good enough restitution for that person?
What about the reality check? We also know that government definitely cannot provide you the comfort you would have, right?
I agree, but you see, the people here, the promises we've been given, have they lived up to it? And that is my fear. We were promised that we're going to get one job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That has not been fulfilled. So are you going to rely on the promise from these same persons when they say that they are going to ensure that the people will get something to do and they will be fine and they will be happy, to encourage others? Because what happens to these people will serve as a benchmark for others, touch wood, if they should face similar situation. Because people were in trouble and they said, oh, don't worry, I'll bring you home, I'll give you something to do. if you fail to live up to it, when people are dying somewhere else, because I've seen another one from Cambodia, threatening Ghanaians to come home by Cambodia.
Where the grass is greener, dear, why not?
How green can Cambodia be?
Where the grass is greener, definitely.
That you cannot have such a green.
Bodia. You remember, Solomon, you met him at the funeral? Bodia.
Yes. He also went to Cambodia.
No, he was a banda.
He's a banda,
But you anticipated the ripple effect, right? Where all of a sudden
so
you have people in
how
other
you
countries.
treat these people will serve as a motivation for those in Cambodia to say that, well, no matter what happens when we go home, we'll be fine. So the people promising 3 jobs, 3 shifts, and not living up to it, my expectation is that at least this time around, they will not disappoint these people. But another point I want to touch on is really what is our position in handling what is happening in South Africa. Because government is bringing them back home. Mm-hmm. That's good, at least to ensure that these people are safe. But I have also seen a certain agenda, if you like, on social media. Government must take a position. There's also South African companies operating in this country. How do we also treat them? I am not going to be part of that crusade, but I'm asking, what is our position? I saw a video of a Nigerian senator, I think it was Shimolo, yes, talking tough and asking that the government takes a certain position. I wish to know, what is our position? How do we intend handling what is happening, or at least also pushing the South African government to act right? Because
position the AU. Diplomacy there, Anna. There's so much.
But you see, the diplomacy, there are different ways of also ensuring that your points is also recognized.
For example,
I am not the one to advise the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
No, I want to hear you. I want to hear you.
Oh, but you see, you can find a way of letting them understand that, okay, if X is happening, we also ensure we do Y. And for that reason, you are supposed to also see reason. Because the question is, why would the government of South Africa look on unconcerned? All that they have done is that, oh yes, stop it. And the people are beating our nationals. So all I'm going to do is that, okay, let's just bring our people home and end stay.
No, I'm saying,
can we also not find a way to get the government of South Africa to also act right? Like I said, I am not the one to join the campaign to say that don't renew this person's contract, sack this company from Ghana. But they must also realize that we also have a certain strength, which we can also show, to let the government now begin to realize that if we continue to allow the people to misbehave, because what is going on in South Africa is clear misbehavior. If the government continues to allow them to misbehave, maybe government of Ghana also hits them when it hurts. Okay. For which reason they must act right. I have not gotten that clarity in terms of our position. And it is also important for government to come in and let us know, because those who have started a conversation on social media asking that some companies must suffer for it, if you are not careful, it becomes the position of Ghana. Because I've seen people making reference to what somebody, a lady, one Jacinta lady in South Africa was saying. And it gives an impression as though that is the position of South Africa. If government is just going to allow people on social media to take a position and say that this is the way to go, would that government also defining how we seek to get this thing right? I think that it will not be in our interest, and government must come and let us understand that this is what we are doing to ensure that South Africa also comply with their own laws by protecting our citizens. And I do not think that just bringing our people home is sufficient. We must demonstrate something beyond that.
Okay, Dr. Zato, so let me just run you through what the government of Ghana announced that they're going to be doing. 5 pointers. Welcome home financial package. Of course, there's no particular amount to that. Number 2, transportation assistance to various destinations across Ghana. Number 3, reintegration allowance. 4, free psychosocial support. And the fifth fifth one is entry into a special database for jobs and startup opportunities. And this is coming at the point where Fifi raises a concern that why trust a government who hasn't been able to implement the 3 shifts, basically the 24-hour economy. But I also ask the question that why won't you trust a government who says that, well, in the face of danger, you're being beaten, I will evacuate you and bring you back home. At the very least, and at the very primary level of a human, which one would you concern yourself with?
Thank you very much. I want to believe that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in general, and the minister in particular, has learned from the experiences of Ukraine. You know, when the Ukraine war started, the government of Ghana evacuated some Ghanaians, trying to find a safe way for them to come to Ghana. So this is not the first time, and I think if you go further down history, you may see where when there's an issue, the government of Ghana doesn't throw the high hands up, it reaches out to try to bring relief. But I remember that when some of those, for one day, all of a sudden, you brought me here. What am I going to do? I've seen some of them come back and say that, why did you bring me here? There's nothing for me. It was becoming a debacle around the government of Ghana. So they were like, there's war, people are dying, bullets are flying over, bombs are flying. We've rescued you with money, we've brought you home, and you are being ungrateful. That sentiment began rising up. So the people that are asking these questions are also asking the same thing. They are asking, are we going to get there? Are these people, before you realize, and these things happen very easy in Ghana, before you realize they are well organized, they are on the streets, they are somewhere, or they are in court demanding that you give them things because you
But that's why the government said, that's why the offer was made voluntarily.
Agreed. I'm saying that, yes, again, yes. I'm making the same point. In Ukraine, government did not force people out of Ukraine. Government provided an opportunity for you to leave because there's war. Government simply saying, let's try to see how we can get you out of that place. They came and I'm saying that's what, remember, I started by phrasing, I hope the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the whole ministry, they've learned some lessons. I'm sure they would have compared some notes from the Ukraine evacuation and this one to now say, okay, how do we make sure that we do not, for whenever create a bigger issue for us with regards to these demands we're making? Because they're true. If I've lived in South Africa all my life, I have a business, I have a house, everything, all of a sudden you bring me to Ghana.
It's not all of a sudden, Mr. Zato, Dr. Zato. It's not all of a sudden, is it?
It's less. They have less than a month. They have less than a month to approve.
Like you had, xenophobic attacks existed years. I like to think even before I was born.
It keeps,
so if you decide to want to go, Fifi said that Cambodia, Sudan, and Swabane. I will adopt that and say that we have known the challenges in South Africa. And you want to go, and if you go and you have a problem, the government says that, there's a problem, come home.
Yes.
I cannot accept that it is all of a sudden.
I'm saying that. The xenophobic attacks, they flare up once in a while. Sometimes it looks like it's calm, then it flares up. Either they happen, the media is not reporting, or sometimes the media is reporting, but they flare up. Because you could say that in January we had these issues. Even if they were there, they didn't come to them. So all of us, there's a reason why we have to bring them, because they flared up. That's what I mean by the all of a sudden.
Just to even answer on your behalf. If you, Emefa, today, they tell you next month, you are sacked. Do you think you can organize yourself within a month? It will be difficult for you.
Is that the analogy? That's
what they do. They are comfortable. That's what
the point I'm saying is that...
And then within a month, their source of income is cut. You are even moved from the location.
Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? That all of a sudden you are sacked. You're not giving...
I am saying that I will adopt what he has said. I will adapt it to make it better. All I'm saying is, in January, we did not have this issue. Like, we were not talking about evacuating in January, right? Why? In February, we're not talking about evacuating them. Why? So maybe I'm a businessman. In January, I saw a business opportunity. I had, let's say, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 rand sitting there. I put it into the business. In January, in February, in March, April. All of a sudden, April, May, I'm being told that this and stuff coming up.
And I'm being told what? That's why I don't want you to muffle the words. I want you to be clear on that.
April, May, these issues are flaring up.
What are the issues?
And I have to run away.
What are the issues? You have to run away.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to run my way to Ghana.
Okay.
That is what has flared up.
Okay. And the person says that for running, I'll provide you a boot. so you don't hurt your feet.
Yes, I agree. No, I don't know where you are getting me.
I'm with you.
So all of a sudden, the person is coming back. But remember, he has sunk 20,000 rand in the business from January to April.
But I gave you the opportunity. Would you like to face your business in the face of war, or you want to come home?
That's what I'm saying. If you listen to me, I premise it on the experiences from the past.
Yeah.
Bombs were falling in Ukraine. People were dying. And the government says, look, we will bring you back. Only for them to come. Really, they came and something, they're like, oh.
So what do you want current ministry to learn from?
Thank you. That
I was like, you don't want to be honorable in, we want to be a journalist as well.
Right now, thank you for that. You need to find a way to make sure that. I've seen some other things happen. There was psychological advice and this other government program. They are all part. I want to believe that they were all lessons we've learned from their coming to say that, look, temper your expectations from the psychological, the council and everything, temper your expectations. Know your new environment, and then when you come back here, understand that the support you get might not be what you're expecting. So that is what I'm saying.
They should manage their expectations.
Expectations, yes.
Okay.
I want to believe that is part of the counseling they got.
A government will have itself to blame if they don't do this. This is expected, is it not?
That's what I'm saying. It's not, don't say it's expected. Sometimes it's not done. I don't think they did this.
No, two things. What is expected and what is done, they're two different things.
Then there's another issue here that the government should do. People are talking about businesses. Look. And then Goldfield is increasingly being used as the poster child of this.
Yeah.
Their license is up. And the question is, for me, the biggest thing that disappoints me, that worries me, is that so far, the South African Chamber of Business, if they have one, or the South African business community in Ghana, have not issued a single statement on these things happening. I've not heard it, I've not seen it.
Okay.
What is worrying is that there are genuine fears in Ghana. There are people, ordinary citizens in Ghana, forced literally backing at the government to come out with some reprisals. And there are powerful people like Solomon sitting on it, literally asking for a tit for tat. But the South African business
Solomon, are you asking for a tit for tat?
Oh, yes, for worse than that.
No.
And there are people, and so far, the South African High Commission, it's an embassy, and the South African business community has been so tone deaf on this issue. They have not issued a single statement. They have not come out to say, oh, we see what is happening, we don't support it. They have done nothing. They say like, they don't give a damn. And that for me is angering people. It's angering, and you can see that. Because legitimately, if Ghanaian citizens are, look, the US, take the US embassy for instance, Ghanaians have been refused embassies, visas and everything. They will issue a statement. Something happens, they will quickly issue a statement to say that this is what is happening, this is what's not happening. Why is the South African embassy tone deaf to the suffering of Ghanaians there? If this was happening to their citizens, wouldn't they talk? So for me, it's a problem. Now, I won't believe that government should, at a minimum, government of Ghana has options that are not necessarily aimed at what? Also beating, harassing ordinary South African citizens. Government of Ghana has policy options. And I think that those options should begin to be used. One, the Goldfields, their license is coming. Government should withhold it, the renewal or whatever it is. Either you just let it die or don't renew it anytime soon until government can.
You know that Ghanaians work there as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can. If it can be temporary, you can say because of that we're not going to be a full time. You can make it a year, 2 years. Nothing big to let you do that. I'm saying that one, two. There are South African businesses here that I believe that the government of Ghana can come up with a special duty, a special tax on them to take at least, at minimum, take care of this people coming back. So we could say that, look, and the MP is here. The government could say, okay, look, we are charging each South African business this particular tax. ShopRite, South African Airlines, Goldfields, what are the other ones?
MTN
and them. We are charging you this percentage tax. Specifically, this tax will be put into a fund to take care of abused Ghanaians who are returning. Okay. It will help the government to make sure that these men and women, it will also be a form of reparation for them. So that, as I said, if you had a house in South Africa, if you can prove that you had this investment in South Africa, but you are escaping because of this, government can then dip into this amount of money to help you resettle. Okay. I believe that is a non-violent
approach to curb the situation.
And that is a business approach. To then say that, look, you are paying the cost of this thing.
But you agree that South Africa must now accept that they have done something wrong to allow these policies. No, what I'm saying is that it will mean that there must be some mediation for South Africa to accept that, yes, we agree that we caused this, and so the recommendation then will now be the...
Not necessarily.
No, but you can't, come on, international law.
No, it's not.
But anyway, give me a minute.
No. What we are simply saying is that after you have, if you are MTN, after you have paid all your taxes, you repatriate your profits back to South Africa, right? That is the one we are tasking. That's the one we are putting the one...
But they already pay tax.
Yes, all that is normal task. We are not putting a...
So they should create a fund or a tax component that is meant to handle situations like this. And I'm saying that for an organization to agree to this tax...
Agree. The MPs,
okay.
The law. No.
Well, do you understand what I mean? Because Dr. Solomon Fifi, Honorable, you would understand that for a company to say that I'm putting some resources down to pay for situations like this, it will mean that I agree that usually I cause problems. So this is money to manage the problem that I cause. Okay, it should be forced.
Of course, it's forced.
Okay. Now it's clarity then. Okay. Give me a minute. Solomon, I'm coming to you, Honorable, I'll come to you as well. But you know, Fifi and everybody was talking about the video. In fact, Kojo as well mentioned that one of the Ghanaian returnees who was explaining his ordeal. We have it. I just want to bring it back so you can see.
Still life goes on.
Yeah, so that's a Ghanaian. Doctor, that's this week, G.
At least I heard what he said.
Okay, so I want to tell my viewers what he said.
At least I heard what he said.
But I also want to tell my viewers what he said.
Okay, tell them.
So that's a Ghanaian who's been evacuated to Ghana and is also showing the scars on his skin and also tells us the ordeal he went through, but also says that, well, he's asking for forgiveness. If he's also done something, and then he also forgives them. But he says that once he's home, BBI okay. At least some more could be with the
I thought you were explaining it.
So now you translate my G.
Everything is okay.
Everything. Okay, so please land.
So my landing is that part of the resettlement should be what? A fund paid in. If I say voluntary, they may not pay.
In advance.
It should be a task on South African business, especially the big mega ones, so that they will pay into it. We'll use that money to resettle these Ghanaians coming, to help them to, if you had a profit, again, I'm going back to you had a car in South Africa, you can prove that you had a car, it will, because of this, you have to flee to come to compensate the car. If you had invested in this business, you can prove that to compensate. Okay. Either way, unless and until it is beginning to affect the pockets of South African business,
they will not stop.
And their silence has made them complicit. South African High Commission and South African businesses, your silence on this issue makes you complicit.
Okay, Solomon, Dr. Zato, that's quite an ugly pen you have there. Don't come to the show with this pen. That is not nice. Please use the other one. Not if you give me a pen, but... Okay, Solomon, the jersey is wearing honorable. You're feeling pity for Dr. Zato. No, EPL championship. Look at the pen. Let me show the pen. Show the pen.
This is the pen.
This is the pen.
Well, Solomon, so you definitely understand where Dr. Zato is going. He says that, listen, if we don't bring measures that are quite punitive enough, then it may continue. But I'm quick to also remind him that what he's suggesting, he can understand the hurdles. A country must accept that they are notorious for such acts, not just by what we say they have done. There must be some conclusion from both sides that, well, we agree that you people, this is what you do. They also say, yes, we know, we're sorry, we're unable to control it. So because of that, this is a fund that is available so that when it happens, you can go into that fund and take it to some sort of repatriation. I don't know the challenges you anticipate would face in such recommendations that he's making. But not just a little bit. He's boldly told me that you're asking for a tit for tat.
Oh, but my position on this matter is not. In fact, I made that position right here a month ago. People thought I was crazy.
Actually, you were. You're always.
Now, even the neutrals are coming home. You see, we see things afar. They are coming home. They are joining. I still insist there has to be a tit for tat. I do not still understand why the High Commissioner of South Africa is still in this country. What are we doing now? Look, let me first of all praise this administration for what they have done. I mean, Kojo were in America. Whichever way you look at it, they have responded. Kojo were in America. Kojo is an animal that runs faster. So
I thought Kojo is banana.
No. Kojo.
It's a bird. It's a bird on the beach.
You understand? So they have done well because our people were facing an existential threat. They were being attacked left, right, center. So to have a government to respond within that shortest possible time is worthy of praise. And we have lived in this country. I saw what happened in Libya in 2017, 2018, where Ghanaians were being sold in the open market, that the government couldn't go to their aid. So we have seen two contrasting words. And this, against this background that I'm saying that this administration has really done well. I also dove my heart out to the High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa. Even in South African land, he was bold to tell them that you were molesting our people, you were attacking them. He didn't waver, he didn't shake. Yeah. He stood for the principle.
He called out the mayor.
Absolutely.
As well.
And I dove my heart out. I like people who confront. At that material time, he put away diplomacy because he saw reality. And as a human being, you must always confront reality and not give it any other name. If it is black, it's black. If it's white, it's white. Why I disagree with him as a High Commissioner is the last bit. I think yesterday I heard him say, we don't have any diplomatic brow with South Africa. That's a lie. That's a total false. We have.
Maybe we don't.
We have. Okay. If he doesn't have, we have. Because the sovereignty of this country resides in the people under Article 1. The aspirations of Ghanaians is for them to live to our expectation. Nobody can say at this moment that we are cool with South Africa. Let it be clear. So it's again that background that a couple of days ago, when the president was giving what's the name? Visa waivers. And included all the 54 countries in Africa, I had a problem with it. It has to be 53 minus South Africa.
Are you sure we really have problems?
We have.
Are you sure that today like this, if we have a way to verify, are you sure Ghanaians are not applying to go to South Africa?
Oh, but you see, that is the mistake South Africans are making. That's the mistake. That is the infantile argument Jacinta and Victoria are making over there. You see, love can let someone relocate. I met a lady, she's a South African. I love her. Matters of the heart. You can't do anything about it.
Okay.
The person follows the lady.
The case reach headquarters.
You understand?
So you follow her to where?
Oh, Dr. Zato, it's his story, please.
Okay.
The person follows the lady to South Africa. They were married.
You met the lady.
I haven't said me. I'm married. So you are not following. You are not following that argument.
Which lady did you meet? Madam, listening to you.
Don't try to twist. This business of trying to twist is very, very, very dangerous. Akosua knows we are settled.
Probably didn't come out the way you.
What I'm saying is that.
Solomon, you said you met her. You said master of the heart.
You didn't understand the content of the
Please make me.
I was giving you the foundation why. In fact, I started from why Jacinta, why Jacinta and Victoria were speaking from Ignoramus' point of view. And I said that people relocate for various reasons. And I said that I meet a lady. Are you getting the drift?
You love the lady.
You love the lady.
Okay, so it's an analogy.
Yes.
Okay. Because we all do it.
This is the commonest thing that can get someone to relocate. One of you must relocate anyway. Either the lady is from South Africa and I'm from Ghana. She is moving to Ghana.
You can do long distance.
How can you do long distance? How are you going to, you see, how are you going to enjoy yourself, my friend?
Okay, it's too early, Solo. It's too early for...
So based on that, there will be relocation. So if I have relocated based on this, on what basis would you say that...
If I go and I'm Ghanaian, I would like to do a business. I like to start a business. My partner over there would love to support me. But if I'm Ghanaian and I start a business and the South African young people over there believe that you're taking jobs that would have been for them, still is a bigger task.
So on the basis of this question, I have written my petition. In fact, yesterday was a holiday. I've written 2 petitions for 2 individuals to be sacked immediately. Okay. And I understand you have to go to the government of Ghana. Yesterday was a holiday. I was going to submit it at the Jubilee House. That Wamkele Mene immediately has to be fired as the boss of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Because then he is misrepresenting that body. Why did Africa as a body establish what we call the African Continental Free Trade? You know, Africa as a body has Agenda 2063. And that agenda has 7 main aspirations. Free movement of people, common culture and identity, integration, and so on and so forth. You understand? Yeah. That is the aspiration of Agenda 2063. Now, we established the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to enable free movement and free trading amongst Africans. Now, one of the African countries says that no, there cannot be free trade or free movement within their country, called South Africa. And by virtue of that, Africans must leave. And Ghana has heeded to that call and then brought its citizens back home. So on what basis would Wamkele Mene as a South African be leading the Africa Continental Free Trade Area? How would Wamkele convince me that he as a South African believes in Africa Continental Free Trade or Africa integration? So in order to save the face of that body called the AFTA, Wamkele must do the honorable thing. He must not even allow my petition to get to the President of Ghana for extension to the AU Commission. He himself must do the honorable thing and resign as the Secretary General of AFTA. Then I go to Patrice Motsepe, the boss of CAF. I mean, African football is what? To promote unity amongst ourselves. Now, South Africa has told us, has shown us, that they don't need that unity. They say, go to your continent. What is CAF? Confederation of African Football. So if the South Africans are saying that we Africans must go back to our continent, it means they themselves believe that they are not part of the continent. And how can we have a South African leading a body that they claim that they are not part of it? So Dr. Patrice Motsepe, this morning, I will also send that petition to the GFA to extend it to CAF for him to be removed, but they must do the honorable thing. You see, in all this, let us South Africans remember that we will never forget the date of 27 May 2026, when 300 Ghanaians returned home. Never must you forget it. This business of Dudula and Xenophobia, I have promised here that it will end in 2026. They will never continue again, because we will mark them boot for boot. You people are doing diplomacy here. Your people came here, they are crying, their businesses have been taken over, they have been stolen, they have been, take your issues away. You have taken over your business, you think we will deal with it? This is a state-sponsored thing, because the High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa sat here, right here, with Evans Spencer and told us that when he went to the KZN, the KwaZulu-Natal area, a mayor was the one leading the seizure of keys to Ghanaian businesses. Yeah. So what more do you need? But in any case, who is going to lose in this whole melee? South Africa contributes about 26.8% in terms of AFTA business, Africa Continental Free Trade. In fact, in value terms, it's about $29 billion. How much does Ghana contribute to it? So they are only giving us an opportunity to fill in the vacuum. So when people are misbehaving, teach them. Let them understand that you can be more than them. And who told them that Ghanaians are peaceful? This business of Ghanaians are peaceful, I keep hearing it. We are peaceful. Who told you? But if you were peaceful, would we have gotten our independence in 1957?
But you heard the man says that.
Oh, he? Let him see any South African. He will be the first person to slap him. You watch. Him, before the camera. That's why he's saying that. By the way, the decision not to renew Goldfish licenses is non-negotiable. It will be part of election 2028 campaign. I'm telling you. Okay. So Goldfish Ghana or whatever, they must be doing the honorable thing. They must begin to park. Because the people of this country, the youth will rise up. It's not going to be business as usual.
You cannot sack Ghanaians. You cannot let them leave your country, leave their businesses there, and we, because of diplomacy on the author of some word called diplomacy, allow South Africans to be doing businesses here comfortably. By the way, it has been established that of the 300 people that they came, only about 10 of them were illegal residents in South Africa. The rest have been given documents to live legally in South Africa. So the argument has extended beyond people who are undocumented. So what it means is that South Africans or the South African government is telling us that as Ghanaians, we can also, no matter their status here, whether or not they are legal, their lives must be endangered.
What does tit for tat look like for you?
It settles matters. In 1969, Ghanaians sacked Nigerians. I remember that story from my father, that to identify who a Nigerian was in this country, just needed to let them mention 1, 2, 3, 4. Nigerians couldn't pronounce 4 very well. Anybody who said Fui is a Nigerian. So they would say 1, 2, 3, Fui. Say Nigeria, they identify them immediately. So we sacked Nigerians from this country. Is that not the case? In 1969. That's why the MPP suffered on that, the Aliens Compliance Order. The MPP suffered on it. Now, Nigerians did not do anything. In 1982 or the 1980s, Nigerians also reciprocated that gesture. They sacked Ghanaians from Nigeria back to Ghana. Since there has anyone sacked anybody? We are living peacefully because we know our history. We know what has happened in the past, that you do me, I do you, man, no go vex when you finish playing that song for me. You do me, I do you, man, no go vex.
No, like right now, no. As I'm asking.
Now you want us to, you are coming home. Don't worry, we will be there.
No. Because you cited 1960 something. I wasn't born. The 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's free. Nigerians to say free. Hey, you are a Nigerian free.
I read it in history and all of that. So today, exactly. That's why Dr. Zato made some recommendations. South African companies should be, would it be a sanction?
It's all maybe they should go away. We have Airtel here. They can take over MTN. All the banks, FNBs here, they can go. You see, what they have done, they will suffer for it. And indeed, we must make them to suffer for it.
Okay.
You see, there is another video of an elderly person. He says he's living there for so long. He says something that there are very good South Africans. But there are more bad South Africans. I don't subscribe to this because, we have a lot of good South Africans, so we must temper justice with mercy. How can very big or huge numbers of good South Africans sit down for few bad ones to destroy their country? It means all of you are bad. You understand? And so the issues under consideration afford us an opportunity to build. But in terms of how we will settle these people, our matter has been solved. Only 2 days ago, the audit report on the forensic audit report on the 13th All Africa Games have identified that 4 individuals in this country, by extension, Yusuf Mustafa, Kate, Amin Al-Hassan, Dr. Ofosu, they are holding our 583 million Ghana cedis. That money, half of it is good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough to settle these South Africans. The Auditor General is saying that these people, contrary to the assertion that the 13th Africa Games was to be used as a base for developing our infrastructure, and after that establish sports universities out of this, they decided to pocket the money.
So you think that money can be used to...
No, the Auditor General has said it. Surcharge. When they say surcharge, am I the one saying it? No.
It is different.
Has your name appeared in it? Has your name appeared? Did you take part in the money? Why are you going through this?
They did not say that they have pocketed the money, so it will be factual.
But if you have been surcharged with...
Solomon.
The Auditor General reports...
You don't have to read. You don't have to.
No.
Anyway, just move on.
I want him to come.
But then just to make the point
that... It's very beautiful.
The report did not say that they have pocketed the money.
So they have banked the money. Oh, okay, let me replace you. They have banked the money according to
Emefa, go ahead.
Okay.
But then it's not true that they said
the report says that we should go and take that money from them.
It's a research.
Why we have not pocketed the money? Why would we take the money from you?
See, there can be misapplication. There can be different. So do not just say that money has been.
Unfortunately, today we are unable to go beyond 9 because I have a life.
I really want to talk about this.
I definitely would. But
what you are saying is just I tell you there's a difference between a watchman and a security man.
Yes, because there's different.
They are all watching. What is the business? If they want to buffalo, is a watchman. What is this? So the South African situation.
Let's Honorable have his
present an opportunity for this country to right the wrongs of yesterday, and it must also be a caution to politicians. You are the reason why people leave this country to go and struggle. When we give you our money to manage this country, for the sake of the unborn generation, let's utilize the money to better the loss of the people of this country. Okay. So that we will live, majority of Ghanaians will live here and live comfortable life.
Honorable, are you appreciating the concern of Dr. Zato, Fifi, and even Solomon that what's the continuity level that government can
across all level, and let's know that what is happening in South Africa today is not the first of its kind. It is not the first time we are suffering this, and my worry is that 54 nations in this continent, we didn't do their partition. We were not part of it. They did it. And even those who partitioned us to now see ourselves as individuals, as boarded, are trying to break away from it. So we're also doing our best and AU to come together. It's unfortunate that a key significant player in our cause to unite Africa is doing this. It is in every uncertain terms wrong, because South Africa, what they have done, they should know that we can retaliate easily, as Mr. Usu Sami is asking for. But the truth is that in the heat of this, what is happening? Should we go that tangent? Government has decided that we can also do whatever we want to South Africa. They have businesses here. They are making income. They say Ghanaians are doing businesses and taking jobs there. They are also doing, but the moment we go that way, that means we are going to lose focus on the safety of our people there. So quickly, let's go in. Ghanaians have given up, over 800 of them have shown up that we want to go home. Government, help us. Yes, we've started bringing them in. Yesterday, 297 of them arrived. Government has been put in a place. We'll give you financial support on arrival. We'll give you transportation. We'll give you reintegration allowance. And even those of you who have employable skills or entrepreneurial ideas and want to do, we've set up a database. Let's take care of you first. After that, we can talk of what Sami is talking about. Then we know, because what South Africa has done, if we go the same tangent, would derail us. So as for me, I'm pleading. There are so many ways of killing a cat. Suggestions are coming up.
Why do you have to even kill it?
Because it's
I don't like where you are going. I don't like the Joseph conversation that is coming up.
Somebody saying killing the cat.
No follow-up question on that.
As at now, Emefa, what I am looking for is for government, and I appreciate so much the President, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, and what they have done to bring the people here. What I am looking for is for us to be able to bring in all the 800 who have registered there and want to come to safety. Then after that, we can look at other
management of it. So unfortunately, my time is up. It's not that it's up.
But can you tell us
I have to do some business.
Joseph.
But Fifi, I know you can just take a few seconds to comment on the new reforms that Cocoa Board is hoping to curb smuggling in Ghana. Just some few seconds.
Well, if you can give me about 2 minutes.
Why that?
Do I have 2 minutes?
We have people trying to brand the introduction of...
But it's exclusive to him. Very exclusive. Unfortunately, just a minute.
I know Honorable sits on the board of Cocoa Marketing Company and you wish to talk about this, but then it's... I agree that...
talk about what you said.
I agree that it's important as a country for us to ensure that cocoa produced in Ghana is not smuggled, because Cocoa Board makes a lot of investment into the production of cocoa, from research to production of seedlings to pesticides and all the things Cocoa Board does for cocoa farmers. So for Cocoa Board to take steps to ensure that the cocoa is more smuggled is good. However, I think the timing of this law is a bit problematic. And I say so because Cocoa Board Law, the Cocoa Board Act of 1984, PNDC Law 81, if you read Section 2H, Section 2 talks about what Cocoa Board, the objectives of Cocoa Board or what Cocoa Board is supposed to do. 2H talks about the fact that Cocoa Board has a responsibility to purchase, market, and do other things. It has a responsibility to buy cocoa from cocoa farmers. This responsibility, has Cocoa Board discharged that responsibility and discharged it well? This current cocoa season, there have been series of complaints. There have been series of reports where farmers are complaining that yes, I've produced the cocoa and Cocoa Board is refusing to buy because they do not have money. You do not have money to buy the cocoa from the cocoa farmer. You have some communities, for example, that sit between the Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire cocoa border. I have produced my cocoa. I am ready to sell. Cocoa Board says the license buying companies who buy on behalf of Cocoa Board, they say that we do not have money to buy because what we've bought and then supplied to Cocoa Board is not paying me, so we don't have money to buy. Such a farmer, the same constitution, if you read Article 5, it talks about our right to livelihood, economic rights. I have produced my cocoa. I am ready to sell. It's your responsibility to buy. You are not buying that cocoa, and you come and say that if I should cross the border and give to somebody to buy, I should go to jail for 10 years. Is that fair? Is that right?
This would have been a good debate and all.
So I am saying that
I think your point has been made.
Cocoa Board must discharge its responsibility. You have a right.
Just to be fair,
so let me our land.
Just allow.
You have a right to buy the cocoa. That right you are not discharging, and you say that somebody should smuggle it out. The person who goes to jail. How fair is that?
So you have a problem with
bag of cocoa in Ghana now.
It is not a problem with it. It is to ensure that you discharge your responsibility.
This is just a recommendation, and I think that we'll discuss the bill into details. Dr. Zato and Solomon Fifi, Honorable, I promise I will discuss this particular bill into details.
The cocoa business?
Yes.
Oh, but Fifi has said that he does not disagree.
But Honorable also has a rebuttal and all that.
Sure.
All of them have such things.
Dr. Zato, I like that you're
what he said is not the case. It's not
Thank
you.
As I speak to
Honorable, thank you. There's so much in that recommendation.
The Cocoa Board is not buying cocoa for farmers, and you say that the people should not.
So, Master Planner Junior, policy analyst, this is a message for you, Solomon. It says that,
is that what the law is about?
Says that on the issue of South Africa, I always agree with Solomon for the first time. We should not entertain them. This is from Master Planner Junior. Master Planner, you have other long messages. I'm unable to read them. I also have another one from Thugbe Dela Kokuviete, General Partner at Kent Watford. Unfortunately, your message is long and I'm unable to read all. Many Ghanaians would like to see South African Business Chamber say, and most importantly, do something about supporting the returnees. I wonder if they've been in touch with the foreign minister in the whole period at all. You sent a tall comment that I really would love to read, but unfortunately, I'm unable to read it. But guys, get ready because I'm taking you to the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City in Accra, Ghana, as the 10th Ghana CEO Summit is taking place today, 28th today. But I need to just take this message before I just take you to the Gold Coast. We'll say, anytime, sir. Okay, so this is a special from... It's your homework, Dr. Zato. Go and look for the meaning of. I'm unable to find the message, unfortunately. Okay, let me see. I'll take you to the Gold Coast Hotel just right now, but in the meantime, okay. Blessed birthday wishes to Mrs. Ya Enima Ofori Atta from your husband, D.M. Ofori Atta, Achimbe Boako State Secretary, and the kids, Ama Papa Akoto and Kwekudria, Kukudia. We say happy birthday to you for being there for us, and we love you. Live long, and you're such a super wife and mother. To Brian Opoku-Forson. You're 10 years today. You are at Basel Education Complex. This is from your family. Happy birthday to you, Brian Opoku-Forson. But I am ready to take you to the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, where the 10th CEO Summit is taking place today. Please stay. Dr. Zato, your assignment is going to look for what Joseph is.
Hey, Junior, you did the shitter.
Remember shit that your mama made.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So it's just a stop.
To school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shito now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
12th Ishmael Yamson and Associates Roundtable Conference is here. Under the theme Unlocking the Next Quarter Century, this conference will spotlight the ideas and strategies shaping Africa's future. BRT 2026 will feature a distinguished speaker lineup including the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kasiel Atuforsen, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Dr. John Jinapo, the CTO of Huawei Technologies Company, Augustine Chu, the Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nee Moy Thompson, and renowned Pan-African activist, Professor PLO Lumumba. Join us on the 28th of May 2026 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Register now at brt.ieyamson.com. BRT 2026 is in partnership with Goldfields, Huawei, MTN, Tex Genesis, Nosme, Gasem, UMB, Lofton Keys Properties, Coronation Insurance, Unicam, Fiducia Data Solutions, Brasica, Vanguard Assurance, Excelsior Global, Coral Reef Innovation Africa, Guosevo, as well as Mojo Pay and People's Pension. Media partners.
The battle line has been drawn and history is calling. 2 giants, 1 trophy. Will this be Arsenal's first ever Champions League trophy, or is PSG lifting it again for the 2nd time in a row? Join your #1 entertainment radio station, Hits 103.9 FM, at the Aviation Social Center as we watch Arsenal versus PSG battle on a giant screen. Ghana, get ready for the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026. This year, we've ramped up the excitement with sports quiz, soccer tournament, the Champions League anthem competition, esports, JAMA, and more. All roads lead to the Aviation Social Center. Swag up your jerseys. Wear your football club jersey proudly. And let's all meet at the Aviation Social Center from 10 a.m. to late. Mark the date, Saturday, 30th May 2026. And get ready for lots of fun with friends and family. Entertainment with your favorite Hits FM personalities. Music with a Hits FM DJ squad. And amazing prizes to be won from 10 a.m. to the climax of the UEFA Champions League finale match in grand style. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026 is powered by Joy Sports with support from Joy Prime, Joy News, Joy FM, and My Joy Online, and proudly sponsored by TCL, Inspire Greatness, Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuel for all. Soccer Bet, your best bet for sports betting. Didi Shito, Efiedienye, Heineken, share the passion. Twisco chocolate food drink, power your dream. Ashesi University, educating the next generation of ethical and entrepreneurial leadership for Africa. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Abaco Services, baby. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafi. Day by day men, strong and refined. The skincare you deserve. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Citizen Sports Mall, level up your game. Aqua Natural Mineral Water, Obenumanum Bium, DSTV. Feel every moment. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026.
Hey, Junior, You did the shit,
Remember shit that your mama made.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So what's the stuff?
To school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of Shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shit on now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi. Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Through every stage of life, let's go. Some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is every.
Hey, Junior! You did the shit,
Remember shit that your mama made.
Hey, Charlie, you bring home Joe. Nah, no bring home. So what's the stuff?
To school with Kenke. It's here, come talk to them.
Enjoy homemade taste of Shito, always with Didi Shito.
Stop taking all the shit on now.
Carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants. Didi Shito, if you do need. This advert is FDA approved.
The pennies that God has given us is used for two things.
Hey. Welcome to Consulting Room 5, only on Joy News.
Aphrodisiac, they don't cause erection. They give you the sense or urge to have sex. Oh. So those things that are sold in the market as aphrodisiac, in the real sense, are not for erection.
Consulting Room 5 airs on the Joy News channel on Saturdays at 3 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Me, if I have my own way, and I'm a woman, and you are the man, you can't do the thing, we'll divide the time. I'll go to Makola this week and come and cook. The next week you cook, because you're not performing.
The law affects everything, your job, your home, your rights. But for many, the law feels distant, complicated, full of big words and bigger confusion, legal jargons, constitutional twists, hidden loopholes. And sometimes what seems simple is far more complex than it appears.
Even if he's a tenant, but he conducts himself as if he's the owner.
he has automatically stated to you that you are no more the owner.
That's why there is the law, a program designed for you to break it all down, to explain, to clarify. The ends of justice are that the outcome must be fair, it must be conscionable, it must be equitable, and it must be just. The law, it's your legal rights, it's your health law. On Joy News, independent, fearless, credible.
We were living in one of the pavilion behind. Later that we had this new building. Then we now moved to the new building.
You did a lot. They have come here and asked us, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom building.
A lot has changed. After documentary, we had 60 tables and chairs, then a 10-bedroom teacher accommodation.
We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. We applied for school feeding, which will have also helped to increase the enrollment.
The impact has been great in terms of enhancing duty bearer responsiveness, in terms of responding to the infrastructure needs, in terms of teacher availability. We are seeing that there's progress.
Everything has a meaning. For every story, there are many versions of what is.
Had one of its most dramatic years in recent memory. It opened 2025 at 14 cities, 70 pesos to the dollar. By February, it had weakened slightly to 15 cities, 50 pesos. It stayed there until April, one of the longest periods of stability in more than a decade. Then came the surprise. Between April and May, the city shot up. It strengthened from 15 cities, 50 pesos to 10 cities, 30 pesos in just 5 weeks. From May through July and into early August, it held steady between 10 cities, 30 pesos and 10 cities, 50 pesos. But by mid-August, the tide turned. In only 3 weeks, it slipped to 12 cities. That has made it one of the worst performing currencies in the third quarter of 2025. External conditions have not changed much. In fact, they remain in Ghana's favor. Gold prices are at a record high. The United States dollar is still subdued, and the Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates soon. Normally, these will support the city. The pressure instead is domestic. Remittances are one of Ghana's most reliable sources of dollars, but this year they slowed. Here's why. In April, sending $1,000 got you about 15,000 cedis, enough to buy around 150 bags of cement. By May, the same $1,000 fetched just 10,000 cedis, barely enough for 100 bags. With the money suddenly buying less in Ghana, many senders held back. They bet the cedi would weaken again. If it did, their transfers would convert into more cedis. This pause in inflows removed a steady cushion for dollars, and it came just as import demand was rising. The structure of Ghana's economy has not changed. Dollars still come mainly from gold, cocoa, oil, and remittances. So when remittances pause, the impact is felt. Imports have also surged. Traders rushed to take advantage of the stronger cedi. They stocked up ahead of the festive season. This added even more pressure on the currency. At the same time, there are signs the Bank of Ghana has cut back dollar supply. Why scale back? The reasons are not fully clear, but there are strong hints. Earlier this year, the IMF warned that the bank was intervening too heavily. It interjected about $1.4 billion in the first quarter alone. In response, the bank pledged to introduce a new framework for interventions. That is due by the end of September. This recent slowdown may be a trial run. Another factor is the gap between the interbank rate and the forex bureaus. While banks traded the cedi at 10 cedis 30 pesos to the dollar, bureaus were trading at 11 or even 12 cedis. Allowing some depreciation on the official side may be the bank's way of closing that gap. The wide difference was distorting the market. Meanwhile, the bank is also tightening foreign currency rules and demanding stricter paperwork before importers can access forex. For now, with gold prices above $3,500 per ounce and foreign reserves above $11 billion, the bank still has the firepower to steady the market. But heavy intervention is never a lasting solution unless gold prices stay high for a very long time, or the structure of the economy changes. This same debate over the cedi will keep coming back.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at the numbers that have been presented, and say we are tired. It's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
What is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand if you do what are you doing?
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
I was born in 1999, so for most of my life, the Ghanaian currency has looked just like this. But before these designs, our trade system went through many transformations, from the days of barter trade to using pounds, shillings, and eventually cedis and pesos. Each stage tells a story of our nation's journey. On our Ghana Man series today, I'm here as the Artists Alliance Gallery to explore the evolution of our money. What changed? Why? And how has it shaped our economy? Come with me.
Money, they say, makes the world go round. But it also tells a story of independence, leadership, and identity. Today, I take a step back in time to explore the people behind our city. I have come to meet Miodoy Glover. He is the general manager at the Artists Alliance Gallery. He'll be walking me through the evolution of Ghana's currency.
So we have most of the old currencies here, as far as that of the pound to the present stage. Yes. We have that of the pound here. Immediately, we took over from the British. We changed to the Ghana cedi, which has Kwame Nkrumah's head on it.
This is the first cedi.
That is the Kwame Nkrumah cedi. This money was used whilst Kwame Nkrumah was in power.
But Nkrumah's presence on our currency was short-lived. After his overthrow in 1966, his image was removed, reflecting political shifts and historical rewriting.
Immediately he was throned, we stopped using it, and we started moving into other currencies. Yes, we term this money Kwasianity, that's all. So you can understand how, when we overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, how we felt about him. To even describe